Welcome everyone to the JK Podcast, the only podcast that has no idea what Pokemon Go is.
JK.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to beat around the bush on that, just JK.
Yeah, that's a blatant lie.
If you don't know about it, I'd be appalled, actually.
Really?
But yeah.
You'd be offended if someone didn't know what Pokemon Go was.
Honestly, yeah. I've seen, old ladies play this thing.
That is true. I'm Ken O'Connor.
I'm Josh Brandon.
And recording currently on July 24th, 2016 at exactly 1:21 p.m. This is the JK Podcast, episode 31.
Yeah.
Yo!
Now, you know what's really interesting? We're recording on a Sunday, right? So, this Sunday, though, in particular, is very important in the baseball world. I know you don't care, but interesting similarities here. So, today is the day that they do, every year, they do a Hall of Fame induction thing. In the summer, on a Sunday, everything, so it falls on today. And today, they are inducting two people. One of them being Ken Griffey Jr., which doesn't really matter to New York sports fans necessarily. But the other one is Mike Piazza. Played on the Mets for a long time. I'm sure you've heard of him, Ken. Okay, Ken's gone silent. But... yeah, thank you, Ken. But his number when he played for the Mets was number 31. So on this day, he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was number 31. This is our episode 31, and we're recording on the same day. So it's kind of cool for anyone out there that appreciates baseball. Just saying. Ken, if you would like to pick up from here.
Sorry, I was gonna see how long I'd stay quiet there. That's kind of interesting, though. I feel like
sure.
I feel like with our podcast lately, we've been matching up numbers. We recorded our 30th on the 30th, our 29th on the 29th.
See,
and now it's not the 31st, but something 31st is involved. So that's pretty cool.
See.
But yes, this is the JK Podcast. That's the sports section. That's our yearly sports update.
I mean, I could do it every time. I can make a whole podcast just about sports, but...
Well, speaking of updates, I have some busy work to get out of the way first.
Yeah?
I'm currently working on getting the JK Podcast back up on iTunes in its entirety. It's a slow process. I'm going back and having to, capture the audio again for every episode, upload it to SoundCloud and whatnot. But if you want to start listening to the old episodes of the JK Podcast, they are up online right now on SoundCloud. All you gotta do is search Kind King 01 or the JK Podcast, and there'll actually be a link down below to check out our SoundCloud. And I'm actually really impressed with SoundCloud so far, because we've already been getting lots of viewers and commenters from just SoundCloud's website. Oh. And what you can do is when you make a comment, it says where you are in the episode as you're listening.
Yeah,
so you can do timed comments as well. So
like
that's really nice. And once they're all up on SoundCloud, then I can forward that feed to iTunes, so no more of this last 5 or 6 episode thing. It'll be every episode in its entirety up on iTunes, and it'll be a revitalization, and I'm excited to get everything back up on there.
Cool. As it is, actually, I was talking with Mr. Cousin Thomas the other day, and he was telling me, he's like, when are you guys getting back on iTunes? Because that makes it a lot easier for me to listen to while I'm out and stuff. He'd rather just download that beforehand or something.
Absolutely.
So... yeah, hopefully it'll be more convenient for people, and it's exciting news.
The problem with our old system was we can only get, the last 5 or 6, depending on the size of the episode, up on iTunes at one time, and then got rid of the old one, and it was not the best in terms of, uploading, it was a little bit, an issue. But what SoundCloud is, you do all the busy work on SoundCloud's website, you do the album art, you do, the tags, the comments, all that stuff on there, and they just forward the RSS feed to iTunes for you, which is fantastic.
So it's more compressed anyway. Yeah, okay. Good.
So I'm checking right now. The first 14 episodes of the JK Podcast are currently up on SoundCloud. We have 26 followers on there. So it's been pretty good. So if you want to listen to the first 14 episodes, they're up on there. Search the JK Podcast, search Ken O'Connor, search Kind King 01. It'll bring it up any way you want. And
honestly, for not even advertising it's on SoundCloud, I'm shocked we even have 26 people.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because I do all the tags for all the episodes. So, our Steven Universe podcast, our One Piece podcast,
Gotcha.
Our Nintendo, all that that hits certain demographics.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now it's officially announced. So hopefully we'll see a little like jump up again. There's no sense really listening to like episode 1 because our first ever podcast was talking about Mega Evolutions coming to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and they just announced the new 3DS.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that really worth listening to? Being dated back? Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. Some people could find it interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
Some people love that stuff. They're like, what would people say at that time? Like, isn't that weird? Or they might find it interesting. I don't know.
I've had fun going back because I've listened to some of these as I've been getting the audio back, and we're like, it's been some interesting topics we've covered.
Yeah. So it's good.
Yeah. So check us out on SoundCloud. The link is down below. Please make sure you check that out, and we'll be back up on iTunes probably within the next week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So how you been, Josh?
Been all right. Been crazy while actually since last time we recorded. Honestly,
it's been a few weeks. Yeah,
I've been busy working, doing whatever. Found out, actually, I didn't tell you this. I found out, I don't even know if I've said it on here, but like a vice president of the National Security Student Organization thing at my school.
Okay.
But now there's been a whole change thing where the president is now like transferring all of a sudden, and it was like, it's kind of weird. So actually I might be president of that now.
Oh, congratulations, sir.
So thank you. It's kind of like exactly. So that's kind of interesting. A lot more responsibility than I thought I had, but I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then it's like, I'm probably president now. Oh boy. So that's something. But biggest thing, finally ironed out an apartment.
That's good.
So it's basically confirmed. It's like this weekend is kind of this weekend. I'm kind of wrapping that up.
Okay.
And hopefully that's official for August, and then for the whole year coming up.
That's great.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. So things are finally coming together. Pretty happy about the situation. The traveling time's not as ideal as I would have wanted, because it's more about like an hour to get to school.
Oh wow!
But it's still half the time that I have now.
True.
But I would have preferred maybe like 40 minutes.
Yeah, an hour seems kind of far.
Yeah, but you gotta sacrifice a little bit because
where is this one located?
It is in Flushing.
Why the laugh and the build up to that?
I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's in Flushing, Queens. It's where the Mets play.
Nice. And
it's where there's a lot of bubble tea.
Ooh. Okay, that sounds like a win-win then.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, also, I'm living with some friends of mine from college, and, one of them works on Long Island, like near us. So, it's like it'll be like an hour commute for him. So, you try and make it so it's
convenient for everyone, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to give up a little bit, but I think it should be fun, almost like bring back the college times a little bit, even though they're all working and whatnot. But,
that's still fun, though.
It's different than what I'm used to, because for the first couple of years of law school, it was basically me by myself. Mm-hmm. So it might be a different change of pace to live with some people again, kind of thing, and go through that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool, dude. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, thank you. I heard you're getting an apartment in the city as well.
Hopefully soon.
Or closer in the city, because I heard you got a fancy new job.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I'm like, wait, what have you heard?
Well, I mean, I got told. I don't know about you, but...
Interesting.
No. Yeah, you note to self. Oh God. But yeah, I know you're Mr. looking into something in the city at some point.
Hopefully, right? Yeah.
So how's the progress on that?
No progress, just an idea still.
Well, how are things going generally?
Pretty good.
Any sudden life changes in the past 30 days?
Nope.
Or last podcast?
Not really.
Any revelations? Any? I don't have any other word for it.
Not really, but we have a bunch. We have a bunch to talk about today, so let's get right into our what have you been playing segments, so we can get into the talking points, because we have a bunch to talk about.
Fine.
All right, Josh, what have you been playing?
It's a great question, Ken. Glad you asked that.
I ask you every podcast.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Pinky and the Brain thing. What was the line now?
What are we gonna do tonight, Brain? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Exactly.
Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Their laboratory might... Okay, I'll stop.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
I didn't remember that. Okay.
Pinky and the Brain, brain.
I know that part. And then the other guy goes, yoink!
Yarp? No, it's Yarp.
Yeah. Whatever. It's Scooby-Doo. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. Okay. Anyway. So, I've been playing the Hearthstone. Good stuff. I was rank 12 the other day. Was finally getting back into it, and then I lost up a storm again, so I'm back down to rank 14.
Nice.
But it's going, Also waiting for I'm hoping to hear back from those other knockoff Hearthstone games, because I signed up for their betas.
Oh, those...
The Gwent and the Legends thing.
Okay.
The Elder Scroll Legends.
The knockoff Hearthstone games.
They really are. Like, if you look...
Hearthstone isn't like the card game. Like, everything's not a knockoff of Hearthstone. You can argue that Hearthstone's a knockoff of Magic.
Well, Hearthstone is the digital card game, like digital exclusive card game, and these kinds of ones are getting on board with that. So
okay, exclusive, yes, I'll give you that.
Yes. Anyway, so I've been playing the Hearthstone. It's been all right. New adventure pack thing with new cards coming out actually within the next few weeks, so that's kind of exciting. Also been playing some, more PS Vita stuff. Got in some new games. I was playing some Gravity Rush.
I've heard very good things about Gravity Rush.
Cool.
There's a PS4 port of it, I think. That's supposed to be amazing too, and they're doing a Gravity Rush 2 coming out as well.
Yeah. Now it's interesting. They're only making the second one for the PS4.
Exactly.
Which is kind of sad. So I'm hoping they do it the reverse way, and then they're like, "Oh, let's give the people on the Vita too."
No, the Vita's dead.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But Gravity Rush is really cool. Cool game. Kind of interesting because it's literally like bending gravity, and you're busy switching gravity, switching angles, and like keep dashing this way, that way, that way. So it's a lot of factors to consider, a lot of angles for things. It's kind of confusing at first, but it's pretty cool. Honestly, I think you'd like it as a game to play.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah. So I'm not too far yet, so I don't have too much to share on it, but I don't want to spoil it anyway. But it's a cool concept. Also, for the fans out there, the Cousin Thomas fans and the Vocaloid community, there was a sale that GameStop did around the 4th of July, actually. And it was like a buy two, get one off, get one free for any pre-owned games.
Okay.
So I was looking into some other Vita games to get anyway, and I wanted to buy the game Tearaway. And
I have it for PS4.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be a really good game, and it actually utilizes all the features of the Vita very well.
Yep, the
because
camera,
it actually
the
utilizes the back touchpad, everything. So I really wanted that game, and that was one that they had used on there for pretty cheap. It was like $15, something like that, and maybe 13. I don't know. And I was looking into even one of the other Persona games, and I bought the one that people said was actually pretty good for the 3DS, called like Persona Q. So I was like, it's another like $13, $15, and then I get one free. So I was looking at the games. I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, they do have that one Miku game with the whatever that Cousin Thomas always says is so good. He plays all the time. I'm like, well, I could get it for free. Let me just do it. What the heck? So, it's a standard rhythm game, whatever. So I got it, played it a bit. They're always fun. They're a little hard, a little challenging. Sit there. I have no idea what they're saying, but I'm playing it, going along with the beat.
They keep the original Japanese for everything, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not a bad game. Songs generally sound the same to me, but it's a fun game to play, and utilize the Vita pretty well. Good graphics. That's the one thing about the Vita. I just love the graphics on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame they don't do more with it, but yeah. So I'm playing that game too. The Project Diva F Second. I don't know where they come up with the names of these things, but
it reminds me of that game that came out for the Wii U a little while ago. The like the Sharp FE Mirage Sessions.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 13 different letters and names just stuck together.
I feel like there is a thing behind it, but I just don't care enough, or like whatever.
Oh, there definitely probably is, but like it's still like you couldn't just call it like a number, like it's the 4th game, call it 4. No,
Yeah,
it's sharp FE, whatever.
we like simplicity at times.
Yeah. I just feel like Japan likes making things overly complicated now for the sake of making things overly complicated.
Oh yeah, I know. They have the whole thing, and they make it like person that could have had one name has like four, all in a line, and I can't pronounce the middle two, and it's like, but oh well. So that's really it for me. Not too much. I mean, because I've been busy. Like literally, I've been apartment hunting like
For like a month now.
yeah, like for a month, and like at least like one day every weekend, if not during the week too. So I'm kind of glad that hopefully I'm done doing that. Except I'm still going back there like at least like I think
2 more times.
once in the middle of this week, once or twice this weekend coming up.
Yep.
So even though I'm not personally fully moving in until like halfway through August, but you know, anyway, so that's about it for me. I mean, I'm gonna hold off on one of them just because.
Yeah, I think we're gonna dive into that in a minute.
But what about you, Ken?
I've just been doing more Overwatch lately.
How's that more competitive mode?
Yeah, I'm in the competitive mode now. I did my 10 placement matches. I won 5, and I lost 5. So I'm right in the middle at 50, which is actually a lot higher than most people. Most people, where you see like current people landed in like the 30 to 40 range. So I'm a little bit above average on there, so that's good. The competitive mode is still like complete ass. Like it's really like not fair because the way it works is it's a best out of 3 match to do a competitive match. So usually in quick play, it's just one match and then like it's over. With this, it's best out of 3, but it's possible to tie after 3 each time because it's a point based system during the 3 matches. So if you score 2 points in the first round and they score 1, and then by the third, like you can end up 3-3, and then it literally just a coin flip on who wins, who loses. So or it puts you into a weird sudden death mode where one team can just do all like Winstons, and then boom, you lose. It's as simple as that. Because the sudden death match is like, I think like they give you 60 seconds to get your objective, and if the other team just tanks you, then you can't do anything. And it's based on a coin flip, who's attacking, who's defending.
I'm shocked I haven't heard complaints like that before.
Oh, it's all over the place. If you look at where everyone's complaining about it. They did just do an update though to the competitive mode, where now in competitive mode you can't have more than one hero at a time on a team. So you can't have a team of 6 Bastions, or you can't have a team of 6 Winstons, etc., etc. It's one person per team. So that might help a lot, but I'm not convinced. So like I did my placement matches. I'm in the season. I think I'm ranked 55 now. I went up I think 5 spots.
Nice.
But like I'm not like overly in love with competitive mode. I'm having much more fun in quick play mode. They did just do an update though. We got our first new character. They released for free. A new healing class. Her name is Anna. She's Farah's mother, and she is a healing sniper. So she's a long range healer.
Yeah.
So literally, like, you perch up somewhere and you just shoot your own teammates and you heal them. And it's cool because the bullets you shoot, you don't have to differentiate between healing and, like, lethal. So if you shoot an enemy, it hurts them. If you shoot a teammate, it heals them, like, automatically, which is nice.
Yeah, it makes sense. Now, is that actually a scope, like, Widowmaker?
Yep. She's not as, like, Widowmaker has, like, the grapple so she can get around more.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Ana doesn't have that. She's much more, I don't want to say slower, but, like, much more, like, ground and tactical movements. She has a knockout like grenade, so you throw it, knocks someone to sleep, and they're asleep for like 3-4 seconds. Easily you can kill them there. She has a move where all healing abilities cancel out for the other team. So like if you're like nearby a bunch of like of the enemy team, you throw this grenade, they can't heal, like, they can't pick up health packs, they can't heal themselves, they can't do anything for like 10 seconds, and while your team gets a double healing. And her ultimate, she injects one of your teammates with nanomachines, and it makes them like double damage, double healing, double everything for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I hear you just put that on a Bastion.
No. Get a Bastion, have Mercy on the Bastion, giving with the power-up beam, giving Bastion double damage, then inject him with the nanomachines. GG.
Seriously.
Yeah, she's cool though. I've played her a little bit. I like with healing class. I like Mercy best for healing, just because it makes more sense to have like the beam just like honestly lock onto people. Like the sniper's cool, but I feel like when you're like doing long range sniping on certain maps, like the team moves so far ahead, you're constantly playing catch up. And you can use her sniper kind of like a carbine rifle, where you can just kind of like, not even with the scope, just start shooting randomly, and usually it will hit your target. But I don't know. It's really good if you like the sniper class. I'm not big on Widowmaker as it is, so like Ana is not like the best either, but she's cool. She added a bunch of new lore to the game too, which is always welcome.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Overwatch.
Cool. Yeah.
And now let's talk about the big one we've both been playing, Josh.
Oh god.
It's been out for what now? 3 weeks?
Yeah. Is it?
It came out on the 6th, right?
I can't do math.
1, 2. Coming on this Wednesday, it'll be 3 weeks.
2.5?
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
So it's this whole thing that everyone knows. It's Pokemon Go.
Woo!
And so, I mean, when we talked about it over the podcast and stuff, like, I mean, me personally, I was like, looks okay. Might be fun. That's about it.
Those early screenshots and videos we had saw made it seem really, really, really bad. Like, it looked like bare bones, like janky AR, no features, having to like walk. Like, it didn't seem like the true Pokemon experience to us at first.
Having to walk. Well, you do still. But
no, like in the original video, it made it look like you had like see a Bulbasaur, like let's say that there was Bulbasaur on the beach. It made it look like you had to like actually run to the beach to go get it instead of just tapping on it.
Yeah. I thought it was one of those. I'll pick it up. It'll be fun for like 2 seconds, and then it's like, eh. But wow, quite a game.
It is an amazing game.
I mean, it's not like
again
incredible, like in terms of if you've played like actual Pokemon games.
Yeah, like it's not the best Pokemon game. It's not like this amazing, groundbreaking like technology or anything like that. More than anything, what's impressed me with the game is the community and the spread of this game to all different factions.
And it's crazy. I even said in the intro, or whatever. It's like literally you see like elderly people playing this game. I've seen like probably like teenage sons and their dads playing it. Like both of them having their phones out, walking around. Like it's pretty cool to see. And you know, random people where you think they don't like Pokemon. And then they're like, yo, I got a Bulbasaur. It's like, what? Yeah.
Like, the night it came out, like, it was out in Australia, like, a good, like, I think 12 hours for us, and then finally came out that night. I remember, like, I walked down to the park in Northport, and it was just me at the time. I was thinking to myself, like I'm going to be the idiot who walks down to the park every night, just me walking around, trying to, like, get these Pokestops, trying to catch these Pokemon. Like, it felt right then and there that it was going to be, like, the most niche thing ever. Like, no one was going to do it or anything like that. But... come to my surprise, the next day, the park is overloaded with hundreds of people walking around playing this game.
Yeah, it's like such a phenomenon. I mean, it's kind of lucky that we're in the area where the best spots are on Long Island. I mean, Northport and then Port Jeff, those are basically the best two on Long Island. Mm-hmm. And you go to these things, they're packed. Everyone's playing it, and you have these people yelling out, oh my god, there's a Charmander over here, or whatever, and people start running over there. We both went to Port Jeff the first time, like a few days after it came out, and there was a Tauros in one of the parking lots nearby. Mm-hmm. Literally, people were running like Tauros, like a herd of Tauros, to get the Tauros.
Very true.
Of course, my game didn't load at the time, so I couldn't get the Tauros, but you got them.
We can talk a little about like the server issues. Like, the servers are still not great. They're getting much better.
You know, they've been fantastic the past 2 days.
Mm-hmm. They finally came out in Japan, I think, 2 days ago, too. So, like, thank God that they didn't crash and burn because of that.
Yeah.
But, there were plenty of server issues the last couple of weeks, but for the most part, they haven't really hindered us from playing too much. There have been some couple hours of downtime, but...
But I mean, you go even like in the city. Like if you want more Pokeballs, go to New York City. Like literally, I just walk down a lot of blocks. Mm-hmm. You get so many things. I'll have like no Pokeballs, and at the end of that, I'll have like 150 Pokeballs, 30 Great Balls, 30 Ultra Balls, and like I'm set. So pretty good for that kind of stuff. And you know, it honestly does encourage the exercise because like. For me, it's like, I mean, like, I love Pokemon. I mean, I've played it since it first came out. And, you know, it's one of those games where it's still Pokemon, so I want to try and beat it, be the best, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'll walk around. I'll do some extra little steps. I'll purposely go one extra block over just to just to hit something.
It's amazing just how much it encourages you to walk. Like the first night I went out, like I went down to the park. Like, you know what? Let me walk down Main Street. Yeah, let me do it again. Oh, like I kept going. Like I took that picture that first night I was playing. I was like, "Damn you, Pokemon Go made me exercise." And I just like look all sweaty and disgusting. But like it legit made me want to like walk around and search. It was like it captures this like weird fun that I can't really describe.
Yeah, it's because like you think about it, it's like, well, the only way to get good is you got to keep going, and it keeps like pushing you. And that's what you need when you exercise, honestly, because you're always the way to exercise efficiently is to, be able to push yourself
more and more each time,
more than you think you can do. And that makes you stronger. So not to the same exact level. I mean, this is purely more or less just walking. But like, honestly, like I've come back, my legs are sore. Like I walked around a bit in the city yesterday and stuff like that. And I walked around literally for like 2 or 3 hours. My legs are a little sore waking up, not going to lie. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I mean, we've been playing a lot. I know that some people are like ridiculous levels, and now there's that article where it's like, I have them all in North America, whatever, some random Reddit guy.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. But
Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres.
No, he has them all in terms of ones that are released.
Okay, that I can believe.
Well, no, I've seen it. Like I've read the articles. It makes sense. You can easily do it. Not easily, but like it takes time. I'm close. You're close. I don't know. I'm probably closer than you, but
how many do you have in your Pokedex now? Let's open up our apps and check.
This is live Pokemon Go
live
action.
Pokemon Go, exactly.
I'm looking at the dreaded Niantic, the Pokemon Company screen.
So am I.
I hate that screen with a passion.
Why?
Because every time my game used to freeze, I would have to see that, and then I'm like, I know.
Then the level Gyarados. There we go.
Let's see. My Pokedex, I have caught 92, and I have seen 96.
Caught 83, seen 84. You are ahead of me now, wow.
I play this a lot. Like,
yeah.
I
haven't been able to play as much as I want to in the past couple of days, but I'm still on top of it.
What level are you?
20.
Not bad.
What are you?
I am level 23.
Nice.
The problem is once you get to 20, those levels take forever.
Yep. Oh, a Diglett.
What? Okay, so this is also an advantage that Ken has. At his house...
My house is awesome for Pokemon.
His house is right near...
water
all that
and
stuff
forest.
In Northport. So he's got all these Pokemon that just come up. My house, literally nothing. I could sit here for 2 hours and maybe one Pidgey will appear. That's about it.
I just caught a Diglett.
See,
oh, the gym in Northport just went white. Oh, it's blue.
All right. So the incentive for people in the city sometimes is actually lower because I know people where literally their apartment, they're sitting on a Pokemon stop. Pokestop, whatever. So all they do is turn on the game every 5 minutes, swipe it, get items, maybe Pokemon will show up. Like, that's it. But like for me, I have nothing around me for at least I'd have to drive down the road for like 2 or 3 minutes. So
or you can walk and hatch some eggs.
But so
wow.
So like I'd have to go out and do it. Like so it really does incentivize people that don't live right on a thing to go somewhere. So see, I'm even more dedicated because I can't do anything and I'm higher level if I'm sitting at home. But yeah, it's ridiculous. So to get to level 24, I have to get a total of 125,000 experience.
Jeez.
So right now I'm at 31,000.
Okay.
To be fair, I got that 31,000 basically all yesterday.
Doing the egg trick?
No. Literally just walking around and doing stuff. That's how much I play this.
Nice.
30,000 from just walking around, catching stuff, doing whatever. I did the egg thing where the lucky egg thing where the whole thing is you can evolve. Every time you evolve something, it gives you 500 experience. If you use lucky egg, it makes it 1,000. So all you gotta do is have a ton of things to evolve within that 30-minute lucky egg timer, and you just do it. So I had like 350 Pidgey candy, I had like 200 something Weedle candy, like a bunch of other ones too. So that's a lot of evolutions because Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie are the best ones to evolve and do this because they only cost 12 candy each. So I sat there for the duration of the lucky egg time the other night, a couple nights ago, and I literally evolved about, I think it was like 70 Pokemon within the 30 minutes.
Holy crap.
And I still had more to do if I wanted, like, but my time ran out.
Imagine you could skip the evolution animation.
I know. So I literally got like 70,000 experience. So that really helped me get from like nowhere on level 22 to basically I was at like the 95,000.
Awesome.
And you needed 100,000 to get to level 23. So it was really cool. So I'm going to try and do that again once I build up my stock again. So I'll probably do it once I get to like 24. Then I'll do it, hopefully be close to 25. But yes, that's a really good method. Also, Ken, by the way, the other night when I was down there near you with the Fong, we caught an Electabuzz that showed up.
Nice.
And actually 2 minutes earlier than that, we caught a Chansey that showed up too. I had a Chansey show up near Central Park when I was walking one time. And the server had an error, and it counted as I missed it.
Well,
I was so sad. But then I actually just got it the other night, so I'm really happy about that.
Nice, dude.
But then yesterday I was sad because when I was walking around the city, near like, I think it was near Chinatown, somewhere around there, there was a war turtle that was like 860. And I was like, oh my God. It ran away from me after like 5 times. So I was very upset.
Someone just caught a Charmeleon before down in Northport.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught an Ivysaur the other day. That was pretty good. I caught one at Bryant Park before in the city. The other Ivysaur, I think I caught it at Port Jeff.
Nice.
Something like that. I traverse for this thing, man.
It's great. I need to like up my game a little bit because I need to like I need to go to the city. That's where
You're falling behind here.
I am.
As it is. Interesting note. I'll call him out here, though he won't listen. But Mr. Jeff Purdy, the man with the plan.
Yeah.
I was talking with him the other day, and he showed me a picture of his Pokemon Go team, and he has like ridiculous Pokemon. Actually, I want to try and pull it up just so I could check this.
I feel like Jeff always like the one guy like, how does he have all this amazing stuff? You know what I mean?
I know. He's always that guy who does really well at these games, and like, that's it. Like,
yeah, just
I don't know where it comes from.
Just like, how'd you do that? Like, I don't know, I just did it. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna read off the highest CP of his things because he sorted it by CP and screenshotted it.
Yeah.
I'll read off the first 3. He has a Snorlax at 2391.
Oh my God.
He has a Gyarados at 2001. And he has a Flareon at 1775. So I was like, oh my God, what level are you? And he's like, 27. I was like, what? Actually, 26. But still. I'm like, okay. I was like, how do you even do that when you live in like the middle of nowhere, from my knowledge? And he's like, apparently there's a lake that's like a 10-minute walk away, and there's tons of Pokestops. So he just keeps walking that thing to the lake every time, whatever, and all the areas around. And I'm like, but still, like, how do you just... I thought I was good. I was like level 22 at the time. I'm like, I thought I was high at 22. And then I was like, wow, okay. So, but...
It was very smart for them to only do the original 150 to start off with, too. Because everyone's so nostalgic about those 150.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the way to capture everyone is to do the original ones, because a lot of people are the whole classic Gen 1ers, you know? But...
Like, I'm interested to see what happens when they introduce, like, Gen 2 and Gen 3. Like, will we see a drop-off, or will we see a increase again? Like, what will happen?
Yeah, I have no idea. But, I don't know, that was ridiculous. The highest level I have is actually 2 guys that are basically the same thing. Because I caught the other night an Eevee at Port Jeff that was like 655.
Oh, nice.
And I evolved it into a Vaporeon. And it's 1729.
Did you do the Rainer trick?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Some people were saying it actually only works the first time you do it. What's Kadabra?
There's a Kadabra here.
Oh, nice. See? He just gets stuff. I don't get anything.
That's a Paris. Where's the Kadabra? Oh my God. I hate the...
It's on your radar.
Yeah.
Well, okay. This is my rule.
The radar is glitched right now because right now, no matter what the Pokemon is, it says there are 3 steps away.
Which is usually within like about a half mile or so.
Yeah, but no, that's just a glitch. It could be right here.
No, I know. I'm just giving reference to people if they didn't know. But yeah, it's been glitched actually for like a week now.
Yeah.
Which is actually making people turn to like these sites where people are trying to dig up from the back end of where these Pokemon are spawning.
Oh yeah, there's like Poke Radar, Poke Vision, a bunch of like sites like that.
But there's really cool scripts if you do it yourself, not the websites, that you can literally get it on any GPS coordinates you put in.
I think that's just cheating at that point. So I'm not.
The thing is, it's against the terms of service technically. Yeah. So I don't want to do it because if I get banned, I would be very sad.
Right.
But I've seen in theory how it works and everything.
Oh yeah, I could kind of figure that out too, but I don't want to risk that.
That would be amazing. But
yeah, that's Pokemon Go. We're not going to dwell on it too long. We'll also be here all day.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say you and me are both very happy with the game.
It was a lot better than I expected.
We're expecting a lot more. Like they already announced that they're going to add trading soon. They're going to increase the battle system. They're going to do a bunch of other stuff like that. More generations later on. The JK podcast is officially Team Instinct, by the way. If you are not Team Instinct, you are not a true JK follower.
Team Instinct, Team Yellow, same thing.
Rather be dead than red.
Wow.
Vape Nation.
Well, apparently like 90% of girl players apparently pick Team Mystic, Team Blue. Well, that's what I read somewhere. I was like
that's the thing. Mystic seems to be like the in-between. Like Valor seems to be the douchebag, like aggressive team. Instinct is like the okay, like they're just kind of here. They don't understand why they're here. And Mystic's like, yeah, we're like in the middle kind of thing.
Well, it's funny because Valor started off having the most people. Now Mystic has the most by a decent amount.
Yeah, because everyone hates Valor now, and people don't like Instinct enough to want to join Instinct.
Well, what's interesting, walking in the city yesterday, you've even yourself posted those things like, oh, show us your trainer level and you get whatever, right? I walked past a place in the city yesterday. And they had on one of those, those like chalkboard signs that are like on the sidewalk. Yep. So one of them was like, hey, if you're Team Instinct, and they drew the logo, you get 10% off on everything. And I was like, what? Really? I was walking with my friends, which, by the way, I convinced most of them. I think, basically most of my college friends that play, I convinced them to all be Team Instinct. Okay. Because I was like, hey, well, I can help you since I'm high level. Because we can take over gyms and stuff.
Oh, Kadabra appeared!
Well.
It's only at 44, but still.
All right, well, while he focuses on that. Anyway, so you get 10% off at this place. So it's kind of cool because literally places are incentivizing people like to play Pokemon Go at their places and do all that stuff. It's a shame. I wasn't hungry, though, so I didn't eat at the place. But it's 10% off at this restaurant. Like, literally, if you were just part of the team. So it's kind of cool. Kadabra. So, yeah, he's distracted. He caught his thing. Kadabra. But, yeah, so it's taken over a lot of things. Businesses are using it. McDonald's apparently is now going to be sponsoring something, maybe for an event Pokemon.
I just really hope that it keeps up this like momentum. Like Nintendo stock like more than doubled the other day because of this game. Now it's in Japan. It's like blowing up there as well. It's in Canada.
Like single-handedly saving their entire company.
And it's reinvigorating the entire like Pokemon like.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole fandom. Like everything is blowing up about it.
I mean, this is all nice and good, but I'm telling you, still, when Pokemon Sun and Moon comes out, like...
Well, that's the thing. If they can keep this... Like, they've already confirmed that Pokemon Go is going to work with Sun and Moon in some capacity. So if they can keep this momentum going for, like, a couple more months till the release of Sun and Moon, it's going to just come together to this giant, just massive Pokemon fandom explosion.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm just ready for Sun and Moon. But this has been very refreshing. Very nice. And I've got two Vaporeons, Ken, that are both 1750-ish. Nice. The one is 1720, the other one's 1757 or something. So you got to catch up, man.
I'll catch up.
Because I caught that Vaporeon, the 1750 one. I caught it. It was question marks. And question marks on mine. And I was like, hold on. How's that I'm like, wait. Question marks are usually a number that you haven't seen, right? Like a CP that you don't physically have.
Something so high that you can't,
And I had the 1720 Vaporeon at the time. So I was like, oh my god, what could this be? And I caught it. It was like 1757. I was like, it was so amazing. But, yeah, anyway. Pokemon Go. It is a free app with in-app purchases. I have personally not bought anything on there yet. I don't think you have either.
I have bought some incense.
Well, you have bought incense, but can buy stuff. There are stuff that you can earn coins too by being a gym leader in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep trying that. Finally up to 80 coins. I need to keep doing that more. But
nice. I think I have 100. I have 100 coins right now.
I want to save up to the 200 level. I want to buy more bag space. It's like I'm in this.
I don't see how you keep running out of bag space. I've never once had bag space problems.
See, this is why, because you don't go to the city. When you go to the city, you get so many
here's the
items.
thing. Josh, you still have potions.
Oh my god, you keep making this argument. I'm down to 20 potions and 20 revives.
You don't need potions.
You know I battle.
So, Josh, I battle 3 gyms every day at work. I got rid of all my potions and just keep the hyper potions. That's all you need. I have 99 hyper potions, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have 20 hyper potions.
But why do you keep the normal potions then?
I don't. I have 20 hyper potions and 20 revives.
Oh, you just said you had 20 potions.
They're still potion.
Oh my god.
I have 20 hyper potions, 20 revives.
How are you running out of bag space then?
Because I have so many Pokeballs. I'm telling you, when you walk around,
how many Pokeballs do you have?
You don't walk around in the city. I again
Fine,
I have like 130 Pokeballs. I have like 12 Great Balls, and I have like 15 Ultra Balls, and then I have like 50 raspberries because you need those things.
Yes,
when you're high level,
you do need the berries. Yeah, I agree.
Like, so I don't have anything to really toss. So it's like I need the bag space, man.
Okay.
You just don't understand. You haven't been to the city yet to play it.
Okay.
You'll see. You'll start running out of room. 2 seconds.
I believe you.
Anyway.
All right, let's move on to our TV section because this is going to be probably our biggest section today.
Okay.
One Piece. The
Yes.
Silver Mine arc is now complete. The filler
I liked it.
arc. It was okay. I thought the animation quality in the episode where Zoro finally showed up was really bad.
Wow.
Well, I've been getting I'm listening to the One Piece podcast a lot, and I'm getting very they start talking a lot about how the animation quality is and things I don't really notice when I watch. Then I go back oh yeah, look at that. So
Yeah,
I think I'm getting pickier now by just listening to them.
Yeah, I don't listen to those people, and I just watch what I watch, and I didn't see any of that. But
Yeah, well, if you go back, you can see it's actually kind of rough in some spots, but not bad. The final episode where Luffy against Bill, that was really cool, I thought. How Bill basically transformed himself. Bartolomeo even has a line isn't he a Paramecia type? He's acting more like a Logia type now because his entire body had transformed to a furnace, and he was basically breaking down the entire island as he walked.
yeah, but I mean, it was obvious that Luffy was so much more powerful.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even a fight, but
No, but it was still kind of cool.
and it was nice, Bartolomeo pushing the lava away, and I'm actually fighting with Luffy Senpai in his final battle.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of fleshed that out a bit, created more of that backstory, also with him and the Desire lady.
Oh yeah, I love Desire, even though she's purely a filler character. I really want her to come back as part of Bartolomeo's crew.
Yeah, I mean, she did blatantly turn down the invitation, even though he has official certificates to the Barto Club.
Yes.
That was amazing. I wanted one.
Everything about Bartolomeo, I absolutely love his character so much.
I just love when they called the grandma. That was the greatest thing ever.
That is in the manga too. That is canon, which is funny.
They call the grandma, and it's what do we do?
Take the hail and get the gum off the ship. Okay, that's not going to save us now.
It literally reminded me of the magic conch from SpongeBob. It was direct thing. It's oh God, what do we do? And they consult the magic conch.
It was good great advice, just not helpful advice in the moment.
Yeah, so it was a good arc. I think it was actually I know you detest that Foxy arc.
The thing is, the Foxy arc isn't filler. That's a canon arc, I found out.
Well, either way, you detest that arc.
Just because I don't like him. The first time where they had the Davy Beck contest and whatnot, that was okay.
Davy Beck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
That was okay, but then when Luffy at the end was let's go double or nothing, and they had that boxing match on the ship, I'm just end this already, please. I understand, I get it. And just it went on a little bit too long, and they brought him back for 2 other arcs. I'm okay, yeah. I don't need to see him again. Just please, just take him away. But this arc was actually pretty good, and it had a bunch of lead-ins to Film Gold, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah,
it was very interesting with the that guy with the gigantic head that looks like a mini devil spawn.
Yep, he looked like that guy from Impel Down. One of the
Oh, yeah.
guards on the level was the exact same race as him, I think.
Huh, fair enough. You know, every time now I'm looking at people's elbows for that double elbow thing.
Oh, the long arm and the long leg tribes.
Yeah, ever since you pointed that out, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Keep looking for it. But yeah. So yes, good arc,
Yeah.
and hopefully it will. Well, not hopefully. It is done now.
Yep, there was no new episode this week because the filler arc was done, and it led into Film Gold, which we'll talk about in a second. And next week starts the Zoe arc on July 31st.
Correct.
Which you know nothing about really besides
They showed that little bit with the other part of the crew kind of there. Mm-hmm. But that's it.
Yeah. I'm excited for what you think because they're deliberately teasing and hiding something in like all like in the new opening and in like the next time on One Piece. Like they deliberately hiding this one thing that I'm very excited to hear your reaction about. So
Yeah,
next
so I
week,
have no
next week
idea.
you'll know what it is.
Okay, cool. So now if we're gonna go into the other part of One Piece, then I would like to talk about something that I've seen then first.
Well, I saw it too, Heart of Gold.
Well, then we're both gonna talk about what we've seen first.
Yeah.
So they did this special, and it was basically a prequel to the One Piece Gold movie called One Piece Heart of Gold. Mm-hmm. And it was like the length of a movie. It was like hour 45. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I had a nice time watching it. It's basically setting up to why they're going to where they go for the Gold movie because of this pure gold thing. And it was basically the guy that runs that island that's the focal point of the Gold movie. He wanted this pure gold thing, and it shows like the lengths of the crew and the guy he hired basically to get it and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I thought it was very interesting. I thought one of the greatest parts of that movie though was always one of the comedic relief parts, which was the guy that actually created the pure gold. Mm-hmm. When he did his face change thing with the transition.
Yeah.
And he's like, it is like, this is serious face, and this is my smug face. He just goes up. And it's like this little twinkle and his like hand on the chin, and then Luffy starts laughing up a storm. I thought it was really great.
Yeah, that's great.
I thought it was really a movie though overall. I mean, it was a pretty good fight at the end. I thought with Luffy. Mm-hmm. Zoro was the man actually again. When he was fighting the archer lady, and he used the senses, and then he pinpointed where she was, and did this whole thing. And I mean, Sanji was Sanji. It was always kind of cool because it was showing the crew again, and it's like, thank God they're alive, like all together. It was kind of nice as opposed to whatever we've been having now, where they're not fully together.
Yeah, like this entire thing is not canon technically, but it was still a good like look at things to come and whatnot.
Yeah, and
now, did you watch episode 0 afterwards then?
No.
So in Japan, if you went to 7-Eleven, they had this playing at
7-Eleven in Japan.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
Really?
Yeah. If you went to Japan, 7-Eleven, this is playing 24/7 on TVs in Japan, and this is One Piece Film Gold episode 0, which takes place right after Heart of Gold. And it shows them using the Vivre card they get at the very end of Heart of Gold. They're following it now to the place Gran Tesoro. They're following it there, and like it's extremely fan servicey, more so than Heart of Gold was. Like Josh, you can watch this later, but like it's like I think like 5 minutes long. My God, the amount of ass and like boob shots. No, it starts off with a 5-minute match of Nami and Robin just playing volleyball.
Well, it's funny how blatantly you just, but okay, I'm looking forward to it then. Sure.
But it's them playing volleyball, and then Chopper's like, Nami, tell me the story of Gran Tesoro again. And like,
oh dear God, Chopper.
And they're like, explain what it is, and like Nami realizes they only have like 100 berry to spend at the casino. Like it's not enough. So they like put on like Luffy and Brooke and Frankie put on this sumo show on the ship, not realizing that no one's watching, so they're not actually making money. But like they get changed into all these like really funny costumes and whatnot, and then at the very end, it's them arriving at the casino, and it goes right to the movie.
Ah.
So if you watch basically Heart of Gold, you watch that One Piece film episode 0, and then boom, you go watch the film, and it's this entire thing. And early reviews of the film, apparently it's amazing. Like, amazing in every sense of the word. Better than Strong World and Z, which in my opinion, Z or Z is the best One Piece movie. They're saying better than that. The villain is amazing and it has the best backstory and everything. The fights are excellent. Like, just I'm hearing nothing but rave reviews about this. Like, it's out of this world.
You're pretty hyped.
I'm very hyped. I'm just waiting to figure out how I can watch it because it's been announced for everywhere but the U.S. so far.
Well, you would watch it subbed, right?
Oh, yeah, I won't watch it as soon as I can, so definitely subbed. But here's the thing, it's been released subbed everywhere but the U.S.
Huh.
Like, official releases, except the U.S.
Interesting.
So I am afraid that they're going to hold off and not even release it until they get a dub going. If that's the case, I'm really upset, because that's going to be for like another year and a half, maybe.
I don't even want to see the dub of that.
True, but Josh, if there was a chance to go watch the movie, like in a theater like we did with Dragon Ball...
True.
You would totally do that, right?
I'd consider it.
Yeah.
Fine. But
yeah, I'm very excited for One Piece Film Gold.
Yeah.
All the trailers look good, and again, the Heart of Gold and the episode 0 just got more hyped too.
I thought it seemed like a good concept too of the movie.
It's cool. It's a giant ship casino, bigger than Thriller Bark was, and it's like, and like there's somewhat like the CP9, all of CP9 is in the movie.
Yeah.
With and there's gonna be a giant fight between Sabo and Rob Lucci.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Koala's in the movie. I love Koala. Just so much stuff. So much stuff. And the animation looks gorgeous. The music is good. Like, everything just looks perfect about it.
But Heart of Gold, man. Heart of Gold was good.
Yeah, it was really good. And people were saying, like, the reason why the filler arc had such low-quality animation is because they were working on all this stuff to get ready for it.
Well, if that's the case, then I guess you're super excited then.
What, for the...
Mr. Animation quality expert.
Well, I'm excited now because now we have this amazing movie with great animation, and the animation team, now that they're done with the movie, can get back to working on the main show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's part of the reason why Dressrosa was dragged out so much more than it should have been, because they had to get, like, stall time and basically get this all lined up.
You say that, but you love that Gats guy.
Oh, no, I love it. I love Gats. No, everything that they did in the Dressrosa thing, that's all on the manga. The thing was, they started doing a chapter an episode, and by the end they were doing 2 episodes a chapter. So they were just, like, drawing out time. Previously on One Piece was being drawn out. Like, stuff like that was being drawn out. But, like, everything, like, that they showed did happen. They made the fight with, what's his name? The Gravity Admiral, Fujitora. They made that a little bit longer than it was in the manga, but that actually made that fight better, I felt like, too.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not, like, a bad... I'm just excited now that, I don't know, we're getting back to, a little bit of a normalcy here with the anime and whatnot.
I'm ready, man. One Piece is so good.
And I know you don't read the manga, but oh my god, the manga. Oh my god. We met a new character, and he is interesting.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
All right. We're not going to cover Adventure Time. There's been, like, I think 1 or 2 new episodes of Adventure Time.
Literally 1.
Just the Card Wars episode.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at a later time because we have a lot of Steven Universe to cover. Me and Josh did not realize this, but they actually announced this is the Summer of Steven Universe Adventures. So there's a new episode of Steven Universe every single day for the rest of the summer on the weekdays.
Which I find hard to believe, but they're following through so far.
It makes sense because here's the thing. I think they've been, like, stalling the entire, like, last, like, 5 months to get ready for this.
Yeah, but I don't know. They could have done it the other way too. But
like, usually during the summer, Cartoon Network always has that one show that's on every day. Like, usually it's total drama.
Do you remember, like, 10 years ago, maybe 15 at this point, when they did that with Pokemon?
Yes.
And it was, like, during Johto?
Yep.
Greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I remember I'd wake up every morning,
Do you
watch
remember
the new episode.
on Friday nights, they used to do like the Friday night, like they released the new cartoons on Friday nights, and it was like all the cartoon characters were together for a party, and it was always hosted by a different character.
I think so, yeah.
Like, it'd be like, oh, okay, this week Muriel is hosting it, and like there'd be little skits in between the commercials of like Muriel like entertaining like the house guests, and like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a new episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, that was like fun back in the day.
Yeah.
But yes,
anyway, yes. So Steven,
Summer of Steven. So we have five episodes to talk about. We're not going to linger on these too long, of course, but we're going to address each one. We start off with the I listed these episodes just by like who the main character was. Yeah, I like
this. I think this is the right way of approaching it anyway.
The first episode was all focused on Sour Cream and his father Marty returning back to town.
Yeah, and then you have the Yellowtail as the fisherman guy.
Do you love Yellowtail? Is amazing.
Okay, funniest part of that episode. When Sour Cream gets really mad at Marty, his actual dad,
yep.
he starts yelling, "Mama, mama, mama!"
It was so perfect. I like how he kept like calling like yellow dad and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was good. I mean,
it was cool seeing Marty back. We haven't seen Marty since the flashback episode with Greg. So
yeah, and then
he looks weird though. He looks like a demon.
Yeah, but he ended up selling guac soda.
I found that so funny when
I thought it was great.
They're all puking, and then Onion keeps drinking it.
He looks around, takes another sip.
Dude, Onion they use just enough where he doesn't get like overplayed. Like it's perfect what they do with Onion every time.
It's great, and it was pretty funny. I like the concept though. Guac soda, a soda made of avocados. In my head initially, I was like, I might try that.
I like that. What's his name? What's the make Beach City Weird kid again? Ronaldo. He pours it on the chips. He's like, it's not even good on chips.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. He's lying on the ground with like a stomach ache and hates it. As he's like dying, chips. Pours it on chips that are conveniently in a bowl next to him. It was good. It was good.
But it was a touching story, like how Marty seems to be like, I'm back to hang with you, Sour Cream, and like father-son stuff, yada.
Did you see, though, that Sour Cream's original equipment, he was playing with a Game Boy, too?
Oh, yeah, we've seen that in the past episodes.
I didn't see it was Game Boy.
Yeah, no, he uses like old video game systems and Game Boys.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I like Sour Cream, or SC, as they keep saying now. I was like, when did he get an abbreviation? But, okay.
But so that was the entire episode, basically, and then it ends off with a little, like, cliffhanger where Marty, the entire reason he did come to town because he owed Greg money, and so he gives Greg a check for, $10 million?
10 million buckaroos.
And then that goes right into the next episode, entitled Mr. Greg.
Which is the one that I ended up seeing the preview for, and I kept telling you, I was like, Ken, I'm glad I
did not see this preview, because this was an amazing episode on so many levels.
Mr. Greg, man, it was
the first fully musical episode. Like, it was a musical. They had 5 different songs throughout the entire thing.
Yep.
Which is a lot to cram into like a 15-minute episode.
And they were all like, it wasn't like lazy wording too. Like, it was good songs. Like,
yeah, it worked too because they were all kind of like Broadway-esque songs, like musical style, and like they went to Empire City.
So it catered to you more.
But like the fact they went to Empire City, which is like based off New York City.
Yeah.
It just really worked with the setting.
Yeah.
I loved how Marty took his song and made it for burgers. When the moment that burger hits the plate, thousands of ketchup. Like, just changing all the things to, like, burger stuff.
Yep.
I thought it was really clever. Because I love that song, the, Like a Comet song. So, like a burger is just even better. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think too much of that, but hey.
Yeah.
To each his own.
So basically, Steven and Greg and Pearl, they head to Empire City, and they have a fancy night out in the city together.
Because now that Greg has this enormous amount of money.
Yeah, which I'm kind of like, it's just a nice feeling to see him like have money.
Yeah.
Because he's still like extremely humble about it. Like I as soon as he got like the money, I'm like, oh god, he's gonna become like a jerk and like spend all the money on bullshit and yada yada, and like, but like, because that's usually in cartoons what happens with those kind of scenarios. By the end of the episode, all the money is gone and the guy's become a jerk and like blah blah. But no, Greg is actually kind of humble about it. He's like, no, let's just have a fun night together in the city. So they go out there and like they're spending lots of money, but like by the next episode, like Greg still has like millions of dollars apparently. Like they didn't even spend like a tenth of it, I think.
I mean, I'd be shocked if you'd actually spend $1 million at that hotel.
Yeah. But the underlying story is Steven convinces Pearl to go with them, and Pearl is very like kind of like doesn't want to go. She'd like blah blah, and Greg talks about how he and Pearl don't really they've never gotten along ever since the whole Rose thing, because of course they both loved Rose, and Rose ended up picking Greg over Pearl. So
which I still think is weird. I don't know.
Weird how?
I mean, because Pearl treats it as like, I don't know. Pearl treats it more than it is in my mind.
What do you think? You think that she didn't have what she had with Rose?
I think if you would ask Rose, she would view it as different. Because Pearls are known to have like this endless adoration or whatever towards their master, technically.
Yeah, but we've seen like other Pearls. Like we saw Yellow Diamond's Pearl, who was very like by the books, like kind of like almost like a computer program. Like yes, no, whatever. Like didn't seem to have much emotion.
Well, I mean, they had more of a special relationship than that, but I feel like why else was the reason that Rose was apparently messing around with a bunch of other guys? Because she didn't feel exactly the same way. But Pearl shrugged it off and was like, nothing happened anyway.
That's true. You're right.
But now something actually happened, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is really setting in." She doesn't feel the same way. Like that's sort of the way I take it as. But I don't know. I just think she's making out more than it is, or she's taking it to a more extreme.
That may be, but it still doesn't get rid of the fact that she loved Rose, whether it was the feelings were never like reciprocated. Like her feelings for Rose were extremely strong.
I don't know. I just think she's got to get over herself a little bit. I mean, she's got to understand. First of all, they have a kid. It's Steven. And then...
Who is her, technically.
Yeah, so, like...
That was weird. Like, let's go. Just the four of us. You, me, Pearl, and Mom. He lifts up his shirt. And like, oh, that's awkward, Steven. I carry on my dead mother in my belly button.
Yeah, but...
I'm still convinced that we're going to get Rose back at some point. Like I feel like there's a way, like even if not permanently, I feel like Rose can regain her form for some time. Like Steven would disappear for like a day, and like Rose would take over or something like that. Because it's still the same gemstone. It's not a different gemstone.
I didn't consider that. Maybe.
I feel like they've been hinting at that for like for 2 seasons now, but I don't know. It's a long shot because I feel like bringing Rose back in any capacity takes away a lot of what the show has built up.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is a way. Even if you just say goodbye to Greg and tell Pearl like we were never anything.
Wow.
Because I think Pearl's biggest weakness is she still holds on to this.
Well, of course.
You said. And like so throughout the episode there's this entire like dance sequence and musical number. And then when Greg tries to dance with Pearl, she like freaks out and says, "No way, I'm not dancing with you," yada yada. Because she only wants to dance with Rose, and she legit hates Greg. She blames Greg for Rose not being here. She blames Greg for taking her away from her. Yep. Like it's a very like sad, like it was like really like real and depressing because that could be like applied to so many different things too. When you lose a friend to another friend, or like someone gets taken away from you, and how do you feel like it's amazing that Pearl doesn't resent Steven. Like Pearl loves Steven because Steven is Rose.
Yeah.
It's Rose's gemstone, it's Rose's offspring, but she has such disdain towards Greg.
I know. Yeah.
And then it ends up like Pearl has this entire like solo song where she's talking about all these issues we've basically been discussing.
Yeah, and like why can't she get over it and all this? But
and that's a very it's again like this show just captures very real feelings, and that's such a real feeling to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good episode all around in a lot of different areas, and
and then
it was good.
And then it ended off with Pearl and Greg actually having a heart-to-heart to each other and, like, bonding over Rose and their love for Rose. Like, that's the one thing they can, like, find common ground on. They both loved Rose.
Yeah.
And he flat out, like, I didn't mean to, like, take her away from you. I didn't mean to, like, hurt you. Like none of that was my intention. We both fell for something amazing. And, like, you know how you feel when you think about her. I felt the same way. Like, I'm sorry that she was such, like something so powerful to both of us. But, like, we can be friends, and we can dance with each other and remember what we felt when we were with her, because we're the closest things we have to her still. Oh, it's so good. It was such a good episode.
Yeah, it was really good start to finish. I don't know. It's just, if you haven't seen it, do watch it.
Yeah, and just
good episode.
All the songs too. I have to download those songs at some point because they were all really catchy.
Yeah, and
the just all the Mr. Greg stuff was great.
Yeah, it's Mr. Greg.
Mr. Greg.
Yeah, I like when Pearl doesn't want to dance with Greg, and then, like, those butler people, whatever, in the back were like, "Boo, you ruined it." I thought that was good.
Yes, that was great.
But yeah. Anyway, so we have the next episode, right?
We have the next episode, which was the Peridot episode, where it was Peridot, Steven, and Amethyst hanging out at the amusement park together.
Too short to ride.
And Peridot is all self-conscious and whatnot because she does not have transforming abilities like Steven and Amethyst.
Yeah.
And we find out that apparently the resources of the gem homeworld have been so bad lately that they've been cranking out gems they're malnourished and insufficient. That's why Peridot is so small that she needed, like, the mechanical, like, enhancers. She doesn't have all the abilities that a normal gem should have. That's why she's so reliant on technology too, because, like, she can't do most things that gems can do. And it's built up the entire episode. And I love in the beginning, Steven gives her an iPad and she, like, Velcros it to her arm.
That was cool. I like that. And she's like, "Isn't this cool?"
And she's like tweeting, like, the entire episode.
Yeah.
And she's like, Claude.
Claude.
And
it was great.
At the end,
I was secretly hoping that all of a sudden she would get Twitter famous, but it never happened. I thought it would be really cool. Anyway,
it'd be nice if they set up a fake Twitter account of, like, her tweeting. So, like, what we saw in the episode would be on the Twitter feed and whatnot.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So at the end, like, she keeps trying to transform, and when she admits that she can't, she kind of, like, sulks back into her technology and kind of blocks out Amethyst and Steven, trying to ignore them because she doesn't know how to deal with it. And Amethyst takes her iPad and throws it into the ocean, and Peridot freaks out.
Or at least intends to throw it in the ocean.
Well, yes, Peridot freaks out and reaches for it, and I thought her arm was going to stretch, and she was going to have the transforming powers.
Yeah.
But instead, we find out that she has telekinesis. The iPad's floating in the air, and she's able to bring it back towards her. And she's like testing it out. Like, she had no idea she had this power, of course.
Yeah.
And, like, Steven's like, you have psychic powers, and she's like winding herself back up to get the iPad back down to her, and whatnot. And she realizes that she's not as useless or not powerful as she thought.
Yeah. Though, and then they go back and they win that alien stuffed animal.
That was so great. The fact that she was so captivated by him, and then it's like, I know exactly what I'm going to do with these powers, and then it just shows her hovering the rings.
I thought it was great. The Mr. Smiley guy, whatever, and he's like,
I can ban you again.
I mean, I haven't gotten any sleep for the past 6 days, but whatever. And then Onion, oh no. And then the fire, and you see, like, twirling fire.
Onion's lighting the roller coaster on fire again. I'm not going to fall for that again. Oh, God, he's at it again.
You just see him twirling fire, and everyone's watching. Oh, it was good. My boy Onion again, coming in the clutch.
It was cool seeing Peridot gain a new power, because I feel like with all the other gems, we don't see that. Like, we see Steven get powers every now and then, but this is the first time we've seen a gem get a new power like that, and it's unique to Peridot too. As far as we know, none of the other gems can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's cool. Again, like Peridot, when they first introduced her, most annoying character, hated her, yada yada. But they really made her a good comic relief, and she's just an interesting character too. The more they go on with her,
I like her. She's pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have the Lars episode, which this one wasn't bad, just not great.
I liked it.
Like the entire premise is Steven accidentally takes over Lars's body through his whole dreamscaping thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And he spends a day in Lars's body as the new Lars.
Yeah.
Trying to make Lars the person that everyone thinks Lars should be, like a better version of Lars.
Yeah.
And like we find out like Lars is like he's having trouble at home with his parents, like he's not doing well in school. Like he's struggling to get by. He talks to like Bok Choy and Sour Cream and all of them, and like they kind of like they're not really like cool with him, but when he starts acting cool, they like start liking him more. So you realize that he doesn't have that many friends to begin with, even though he always says, "Oh yeah, hang out with Sour Cream, Bok Choy." Like he says that stuff because in the beginning of the episode he said to Sadie he's going to hang out with Bok Choy and Sour Cream and whatnot, and like again, but like when you find out that they don't really hang out with him that often. And then Steven in Lars' body goes to Sadie and tries to act like kind of like lovey-dovey boyfriend-girlfriend to her. And she thinks that like, this isn't you. You're treating me like a joke. You're afraid to be with me in public, but you're not afraid to come like now. Like it was pretty like deep, like relationship stuff.
Yeah, see? It was interesting. I also don't see the amount of appeal for Sadie, but I mean,
I don't either, but at the same time, Lars and Sadie are perfect for each other.
I guess.
I don't like Sadie's character at all. Like, she's just like kind of like there. There's nothing like defining about her. And they had that entire music episode based on her, and I was like, ugh, just.
Well, I like that one, but
I did not like that episode at all.
Aside from that.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when like Steven and Lars's body walked up to like Buck and them and like, oh yeah, I'm doing asking questions for Steven. He's like, I like that kid. He's all right. Like, oh yeah, me too. Like, what would you be? What was it? A sloth or a? Oh,
I know what you're talking about too.
He's asking what's better, a sloth or a blank. And then their answer's like, you know what? Neither. Sleeping tigers. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
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 Now, you didn't see the last episode, did you?
I did.
Oh,
Wasn't that the whole point where I said I was one behind, so I was trying to watch it?
I didn't know you were watching it. Okay.
Yeah, man.
What'd you think?
You know what bothers me? Because when Steven fuses with a girl, he becomes a girl.
No,
weird.
No, Steve Vonnie is very androgynous.
Oh.
If you look, like, he doesn't have...
If you look. I checked. No.
Like, he doesn't have, like, a chest. Like, he's flat.
Well, I mean, I've heard of box-chested, but no.
Like, they've said that Steve Vonnie is not guy or girl. Like, they are genderless. And that's why everyone's attracted to it.
That does appease that entire community. Okay.
Well, yeah, but that's the entire. That's why when Steve Vonnie first came like onto the show, that's why it was such a big deal. The fact that you have a character who goes by either both genders or no genders at the same time, which that entire community really enjoyed that, and that's what caught so much attention to Steve Vonnie to begin with. Did you notice that they changed the animation for Connie's face?
You know, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, the whole nose issue that you have a problem with, they fixed that. It's not like that anymore.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just the fact that they didn't show it in that way.
No, they definitely changed. Like, maybe it's just this animator, but they changed the animation. I noticed it right away. They changed the animation because I kept looking for it every time. But they changed the animation.
I was looking at it too. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
also,
now I think Connie has become my favorite character.
Connie looks older too. If you've noticed, like her animation looks a little more adult now. Like she's not wearing the glasses anymore because now like her parents know. She's wearing more adult clothes. Like she looks a little bit older to me. I don't know why.
I don't know, but Maheshwaran, by the way.
Maheshwaran, thank you.
Maheshwaran.
Maheshwaran.
But
Now, did you get a hint of? There was this one moment that kind of rubbed me. I got a weird sense out of it when Steven and Connie are talking to Greg about the guy in the car, and like they were like, yeah, last time we were with Stevani, he was like hitting on us and whatnot, like
Yeah.
made us really uncomfortable.
yeah.
And then Greg's like, oh, kids, you should have told me. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Were you getting like, I don't want to like say the word or anything, but like those kind of like deeper undertones to that entire situation?
Sort of. But then I thought about it in the sense of, well, if Greg understands that the two of them fuse, and then if you think of what that actually means.
Well, Greg knew they could. There was that entire fusion episode last season.
No, I know, but if you equate to what that means.
Yes.
So.
Like, I don't think that like, show-wise, that's not how Steven and Connie took it. But like, overall, like deeper underlying meaning, I took it as kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like Greg's response was like, "You should have told me." Like that is the response. You should never hide that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
we're dancing on the subject. There's no proper way to say because you and me we can't say anything about it.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I kind of detected at first.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I forgot about that guy as it is. Like, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
Until they
when they mentioned
until they placed him.
Yeah.
But okay, it'll tie into sports, but it reminded me, since the guy's name was Kevin. You know the SpongeBob thing?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll preview this first. So, with the basketball, so the whole Kevin Durant guy, he was on Oklahoma City Thunder. He signed with the Golden State Warriors, the team that was in the finals, should have won. I don't know if that helps you, Ken, at all.
Nope.
Anyway, so now they've got like this. That was the team that already had the best record ever in all of basketball, like ever. And now they signed a guy that was a former MVP. So arguably, if they got even better, so it's like this super team, and everyone was shocked that this guy signed with them, and his name is Kevin Durant. Yes, Durant as in the Pokemon, which is why I always thought it was weird, because like there's this basketball player named Kevin Durant, and there's a Pokemon named Durant.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so the fans of that one team are so happy. They're like, "Oh my God, welcome to the team," whatever. And I'm like, I hate those fans. But anyway, someone created a thing where they're like, "This is how the Golden State Warriors fans are," and then it was a clip of SpongeBob at the jellyfish convention saying, "Hi, Kevin."
Okay.
They were just like really happy.
All right.
Like that. I was like, "Oh, it's pretty good." Anyway,
Is that all you had to say?
Yep.
That was not worth it. Okay.
It's the same name as the guy from Steven Universe.
That
Hi, Kevin.
I like when he drove up in the car and Greg started washing his tires and then he drove away without paying. Like, wait, you didn't pay? Who cares? I'm a millionaire.
He's like, I'm filthy rich. It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, it was nice seeing Steve Ani back. I just feel like overall, like it was very like,
It was a weird episode, though.
yeah, like nothing really came of it. Like,
They lost the race, too.
yeah, which that's the whole point. Like, it's not like,
I know they're saying it's not about getting back at Kevin. We're supposed to be fusing because it's for us. And then they were like, we like the view of the mountains. And
Yeah.
they had a nice time, and they smiled, and they laughed. And
yeah.
But Kiki's pizza delivery service, I'm ready, man.
Is that next week?
I don't know, but I'm ready.
Let me bring up the list of what we got
Because you
next
keep
week.
saying that one. I'm ready.
I think I like that one because it's based off Kiki's delivery service.
You just like that pizza family with whatever.
No, I don't. I don't like the Pizza Family. I like. You ever seen the movie Kiki's Delivery Service?
No?
That's the joke.
Oh.
It's a Studio Ghibli film, Kiki's Delivery Service, and
Oh.
they're making a joke calling Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service. That's the
Oh.
yeah.
No wonder. That makes more sense.
Okay, but in terms of what we got going on next week, we have on Monday we have Restaurant Wars. Steven settles a rivalry between owners. Then Tuesday we have Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service.
Yes.
Kiki has a nightmare and Steven intervenes. So I'm really hoping that the entire episode is like Steven done in Ghibli style, like in the dream sequence, because that's what I keep thinking it's going to be, but it's probably not. Then we have on Wednesday Monster Reunion, an old friend returns. That's all it says. And then we have Thursday called Alone at Sea. There's no description for that.
Okay.
And then Friday we end off with Greg the babysitter.
Yeah.
Steven learns how Greg came to work at the car wash.
Ew.
So that's probably going to be a flashback episode.
Yeah, no. I was hoping Greg would take care of some random baby.
No, young Greg probably will.
Yeah, but I want it to be current. He's taking care of some kid. Either that, or if they show the flashback,
it could be that. It could be him taking care of a kid. And this is the story of how he's telling him a good night story and telling him about the car wash.
I would have rather that he shows him Little Butler to try and make him fall asleep, which still could happen.
Little Butler.
Yeah.
Little Butler.
So he'd be like, Steven, wouldn't you like this? You people have too much money. No. And then Steven starts crying. Which is also ironic because now Greg has too much money.
Yeah. But it's the same thing. He's still working at the car wash and still has the same shirt. Did you notice that his shirt actually covered his tan line?
I think
the shirt. I think it was in this last episode. The shirt he was wearing matched the tan lines, so that's the shirt that he wears, where he got the tan line from, not the wife beater shirt.
Really?
I think so. I remember seeing it and made note of it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Aside from those shows, I don't know. I feel like I don't watch anything anymore. Literally, what I watch all the time. Baseball, and then if basketball season, I watch basketball. I don't know. I don't even watch many actual shows that people watch, but that's just me.
You see, I watch way too much television. I watch Penn and Teller's Fool Us just came back on the CW. Mm-hmm. That's a great show.
I mean, I've heard of these shows. I just never watched them.
Oh, I found it. The Centipedal Mother.
No idea. That thing that kept multiplying or whatever? Not multiplying, but it was a little centipede thing.
Yeah, it kept getting bigger and bigger.
It was the green. Yeah, green.
After being released from the bubble in Monster Buddies and regenerating, it appears in an all-around reduced form. Its body is reduced to only 2 segments, and its main head and secondary mandibles have reduced size, blah, blah. So,
all right, well, if it's literally called Monster Buddies and this one's called Monster Reunion...
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, then you're right. So...
But at the same time, we have seen the previews that there is a new gem who we're going to see soon, and the idea is this gem has been locked away for quite some time.
Well, but that monster has been bubbled away.
True. So it could be either or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stevani.
All right, let's move out from our TV movie section. The last thing I'll just touch on really quick, I saw the new Ghostbusters film.
So now you're the one that was like, oh my god, this Ghostbusters, people are petitioning to cancel it. Yeah, you saw it anyway.
Oh yeah, I had to see it.
Okay, so...
Here's the thing, I can't talk shit about a movie and then not see it.
Fair enough.
Because I can't give an opinion then. I saw the movie, opening day. It's not good. I knew going in it wasn't going to be good, so I went in with the lowest expectations and just watched it for what it was.
Yeah.
The film itself is not funny. The storyline is all over the place. Mm-hmm. In terms of a Ghostbusters film, it's not a good Ghostbusters film. The villain is bad. It's cut together wrong. The characters have no chemistry together. Again, it's not because it's an all-female cast either. Everyone keeps making that the big everyone hates Ghostbusters because it's all girls now. I have no problems with the all-female cast. Just the characters that they play and how they treated the story. They didn't treat the Ghostbusters universe the way they should have.
But didn't they have that Liam Hemsworth something or other? Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth, yes.
Oh, who's the Liam one?
Liam's his brother.
What does he do?
He's not Thor, and he's not. He does more serious roles. I don't know.
Was he? He was the Miley Cyrus boyfriend, wasn't he? Yes. Wait, then what does he do aside from that?
I don't know. I care more about Chris than I do Liam.
Why do I always think of that one? Wait.
Chris Hemsworth is the one who's Thor. He's in Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah. He does all that stuff.
He does all that stuff. Liam doesn't do that stuff.
What does he? Oh.
I think he does more romantic comedy stuff. I don't know, but Chris Hemsworth is actually the best part of the movie. His character Kevin is just another Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
His character Kevin is really the dumbest guy imaginable, and he's really it's so funny. Like he like all the laugh out loud moments were from him more than anything else, which is sad because he's like a very minor secondary character in the movie.
Yeah.
But like at one point, they ask him to make logos for the Ghostbusters, so he draws a logo of a hot dog over a house. Think like clip art style, just black and white hot dog over a black and white house.
Yeah.
And like how is this a logo for us? Well, you see, I assume because the hot dog is floating over the house, that a ghost must be holding it. And they're just like, oh, okay. And then like, oh, you're really gonna like this one. So he has these like slides, and the next slide is just the 7-Eleven logo.
Okay.
He's like, I worked all night on that one.
Oh my
like,
god.
Isn't that the logo for 7-Eleven? And he just stares at it. I don't see it.
Oh my god.
Like his character is meant to be really dumb.
Yeah.
And like he's like a failing actor, and so he takes like headshots of him playing like the trombone and playing like the saxophone. He's like, okay, I'm trying to get an ad in a science newspaper, which these is more sciencey. It's just him shirtless with a trombone and a saxophone.
Okay.
Yeah, like again, he's really funny, but the overall movie, it's not funny. The villain's not great. The story makes no sense. They have cameos from all the original Ghostbusters cast in the movie, but they're not playing their characters from... Like, this is a reboot, so this has nothing to do with the first two movies at all. So, like, Bill Murray's in the movie, but he's like a different character or whatever. And, like, they bring Bill Murray's character into the movie, and they kill him off right away. It's like, why? Why would you do that?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of this Leslie Jones.
Yeah, neither am I.
She's so overhyped.
She really is. And
or she's full of herself. Or maybe it's both. I don't know.
It's a little bit of both, actually. And there was an entire thing where she was, like, getting attacked on Twitter the other night. And, like,
I heard about that.
Left Twitter for a little bit. Yeah,
I heard about that.
But yeah, the film's not doing well. Like, the film had a budget of $144 million. So far, it's only made $122 million back.
Well, it'll get there.
So,
it'll get there.
Here's the thing. It came out July 9th. So we're...
You'd have to think they could make it up in Blu-ray sales or something. But TV movie deals.
But here's the thing, though. The film is banned in most parts of China because you can't do any movie that celebrates the occult in China, and some in Japan as well. Like, they're very against like occult movies like that. That like they say ghosts are a thing, like mention like afterlife and whatnot. So they can't release a movie in China, where nowadays most movies that don't do well in the US, they do gangbusters in China. Like,
not Ghostbusters, they do gangbusters.
Yes. And like at the end of the movie, they hint towards a sequel already. Like there's like an after credit scene that hints towards a sequel, and like I don't think it's gonna get it. It really was not a good movie whatsoever. The only redeeming thing is, again, Kevin's really funny, and Kate McKinnon's character, who's like the sciencey type.
I like her on Saturday Night Live.
She's the best. Like, out of like the four Ghostbusters in the movie, she's the best. She's she full on went into the character. Her character is weird.
She does that for SNL. She does it like. She plays whoever, and it's always pretty funny. She was great. Like, usually I like Melissa McCarthy, but she wasn't that, like, she had no character. She was like flat. Like, she and Kristen Wiig were like the two like main of the four Ghostbusters. Just like no character whatsoever. Leslie Jones is Patty, just loud, obnoxious, and basically everything you see in the trailer is what she is. The only funny thing Melissa McCarthy was she kept ordering Chinese food throughout the entire movie, and every time like she kept ordering soup, and they kept fucking up her order. Like, she ordered wonton soup first of all, and they give her like the container, and it's nothing but broth and half a wonton, and she's like, "Real? How is this even possible?" And then she orders like shrimp soup later on, and they give her like it looks like dishwater. And like there was no shrimp in it. Like, how is this shrimp soup? And at the end, after they save the city and everyone like loves and respects them now, she gets a container of wonton soup, and it's nothing but wontons, like filled to the brim, overflowing wontons. She looks at the guy like, "I just want an equal ratio of soup to wonton. Is that so much to ask for?" Like, again, that has nothing to do with it's a funny like side thing in the movie where like none of the actual movie was funny. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of these movies nowadays that are branded as funny, the comedy is just it's like it's so obvious.
Well, it's interesting though, because this was directed by Paul Feig, who has done a lot of movies like Melissa McCarthy and the SNL cast. Like they did the Heat.
Isn't it McCarthy?
Oh yeah, McCarthy, not McCartney. They did Spy, The Heat, Bridesmaids, Bad Teacher. Like he's done a lot of really good movies with these same actors and actresses. But they just mishandled this movie so bad. And honestly, I think it falls back more on the writing because the writing itself was not even close to strong whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I think that when you have a weak script, even the best actors and actresses can't save it.
Yeah.
But I digress. If you want to see it, go see it. I don't think it's worth the price of admission.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you're a Ghostbusters fan and you see this movie, I think you'll be very let down. But whatever.
Oh wells.
All right, let's make a quick stop to the Kickstarter corner.
Yeah.
My copy of Secret Hitler is on its way from Japan. I got a link from the guys who make the game. Like, here's the ship that it's coming over on right now. You can track the ship on its daily journey across the sea.
Did you do it for fun?
I did. And it should arrive to me probably in like 2 weeks, I think.
There you go.
That's exciting. Anything for you to report on the Kickstarter corner, Josh, or should you just move right along?
I think since last time I did get one more watch in.
Okay.
That was one of the last ones I was expecting. It's kind of cool. It's actually one where it's like the watch face of it, like it's diagonally cut into half of it's like a gray and the other half's white, so it's this weird contrast to it. It's like a different style watch. It's not like super fancy, but it's a nice looking one. Been wearing the other watches that I've gotten from Kickstarter, and people keep complimenting. They're like, "Wow, it's a nice watch."
Nice.
I'm like, thank you. That's about it. I'm expecting maybe one more watch, which is like a lot cheaper of a watch, but it seemed kind of like a cool little sport watch, like athletic watch you can just wear if you're running around. And then I'm expecting that I talked about the one time that key disc mini thing supposed to hold your keys better and
yes,
comes with whatever.
Even though you have no keys.
Correct. So that'll be coming at some point. Aside from that, I personally haven't invested anything recently because I'm partially saving up to maybe buy parts to build a computer at some point over the next, basically by the end of the year. Hopefully I can maybe have that. Be kind of cool. Because something I've always wanted to do, and it would finally be something where I could just have it and do whatever. And yeah, it would be like mainly built for like technically gaming, but of course that means it could do anything at that point.
So it's that strong, yeah. So
I'd use it for whatever, and it just would be cool. And one thing I probably would play is I would probably play Overwatch on PC because I could run it.
Yeah,
I know you're Mr. PS4 Overwatch man.
Yeah, but I really want like a gaming PC just to play more Overwatch.
Oh my god. Okay, well that's not the only reason I'm building it, but like, yeah. See, and you'd have to adjust to it though on the PC. You have to get used to doing it.
Yeah, PCs scare me in general nowadays.
Like, it's okay, Ken. It's think of it as like from American Dad. You gotta just dip a toe.
Come on, dip a toe. Oh my god, I'll get like a haunted PC.
That was CeeLo Green's best moment ever.
In his entire life?
Yep. I think his job on that American Dad episode was fantastic.
Yeah. It makes me wonder did Seth MacFarlane write those lyrics or did like CeeLo write them? Because you gotta think, like Seth MacFarlane has like a musical background. That was a very like Little Shop of Horrors, Broadway-esque musical number, just sung with like R&B, CeeLo Green style, so...
I feel like he probably had a hand in it a little bit, because if he agreed to do it, then he probably looked it over and maybe added stuff here and there. I don't know. I
just want to know, did Seth MacFarlane start doing it himself, like in like one of his voices, and then he's like, no, what, we need CeeLo Green? Like how did that go down? You know what's interesting? I watched some YouTube video the other day. It was like maybe 15 minutes long, and it was saying like a few songs that like should have been given to someone else, like, or they were offered to someone else to sing, but then it was given to whoever because the person turned it down. One of the songs in that list that was turned down was, they were talking about the song "Happy" by Pharrell, right? Okay. 'Cause I'm happy, whatever, yes, right? I'm aware. Okay, I don't know. You didn't like. You were just like. Yeah, I was waiting for the punchline. Okay, so that was initially offered to CeeLo Green. Pharrell wrote the song and intended for him to do it. I could totally hear that.
but then he turned it down. So Pharrell was like, well, all right, I'll do it myself. So there you go. So I was like, huh. Really
Interesting. I could totally hear that too. Like in,
it would be a little different style.
Because
probably.
I'm having a
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally hear it.
Yeah. So it just one interesting little fact that reminded me as we're talking about him. But yeah.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Anyway. Yeah.
All right, now for the news. We'll go through this pretty quickly because we have some big topics here, some small topics. We'll
Sure.
see.
Sure.
First up, we have 6 new Pokemon have been announced since our last podcast.
Okay, so Pokemon Sun and Moon, man. Literally anything they put out, I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about it. Like, I approve highly of everything they put out.
Mm-hmm.
I just want the game.
Now,
Like-
we're not going to talk about this too much, but hyper training. How excited are you?
Oh my god. Okay, so people are in love with the Pokemon. I might be more in love with that.
Yeah.
Because for me, like I told you, I've done countless IV breeding, all that stuff. Like, you do the first initial egg move stuff. Then you got to get the Ditto with the Destiny knot. You got to have the correct nature. Then you got to go for all the IVs. You got to check it.
Yeah.
The shortcuts the whole process.
Well, it's interesting that it only works on Pokemon level 100. So you need to level 100, and then you need to collect bottle caps in order for this guy
Correct.
to actually allow you to do it too.
But we have no idea how those bottle caps are obtained. The thing is, if
there's a limit, if they're like, we have no idea.
If they're too hard to obtain, then everyone's still got to do the same method. But if they're workable, then like basically, if you get that Pokemon with the right nature, the right egg moves, doesn't matter what they are almost. Just train them up to 100, incentivizes the training part, but then do that bottle cap thing, whatever, and actually just make them the IVs that you want, assuming it kind of works like that. If they can like gauge it, and it's like, well, you want this many more for HP, you give me 6 more bottle caps. Like, I'm thinking that's how it's gonna go, and then you kind of pick and choose, which can also help you pick and choose your hidden power. Like, if it all works like that, as I see it in my head, I'm really excited for that. If not, then oh well. But it seems like a cool concept, actually.
I think it's great for someone like me who like I don't like I have IV and EV trained in the past before, but like I'm not bothered. I'm not one of those guys who will soft reset legendaries or like keep going for that perfect nature. But this is more like incentivizing me now at the end of the game, see what I have. Like, okay, I can pick and choose and then kind of make a more competitive team using the hyper training, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to speed it up for people that normally do it, but it's also supposed to incentivize people that never do it to be like, hey, maybe I should kind of do it.
Yeah.
So it's trying to boost the competitive scene. Because one of the things they were saying was the competitive scene actually saw a little drop in the people that entered the national championship tournament this past year.
Yep. A lot of that too was the introduction to legendaries, which everyone was pretty upset about.
That completely turned me off, honestly. Not that I would have entered, because
I was turned on, but not for that.
I don't know how I was supposed to take it, but I think I took it in the wrong way. But you're just like, well, I was turned on. I'm like, oh, okay, and not for that. Oh God. But
Sorry.
I personally, for me, like, I love the competitive stuff, but like, I just don't have the time or whatever, or drive to literally drive like halfway across the country to do it. But I think it's always fun with the competitive stuff, and I do it on my own for fun. But
Josh, let's for next season, you work on the video game, I'll work on the card game. Let's get to nationals next year, you and me.
dear God, no promises, but okay. It's a very interesting goal. I could see it. Wouldn't that be funny if we both win things?
It's like, dude, it's honestly like it sounds like a crazy idea just because there are people out there who are so good and we have so little time to work on this stuff. But like, if we could pull it off, we could definitely do it.
That'd be funny. Oh my God! And then they start selling your little deck of like, this is the deck that Ken O'Connor used in the championship. And then they're like, hey, we're doing a special promotion on the Wi-Fi thing. Just hook up to Nintendo Wi-Fi and get Josh's Vicavolt. And then I'm like, yeah.
Well, this is a little spoiler for the video I recorded last night, but I opened up the Blastoise EX Generations box last night.
What?
I got not one, but 2 Articuno full art silver cards. Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon EX. So all 3 of the main Eevee evolutions in this one box, and a Sylveon EX.
Very nice.
So like those cards alone, I could start making a good deck around like that.
Oh, yeah?
Like those very natures.
They work well together and stuff?
The Articunos work well with the Vaporeon, and the Jolteon works really well with the Sylveon.
Huh. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So
As it is, you did the tournament the other day, right?
I did the pre-release yesterday. Which
That was cool.
won 2, lost 1. So
I wish I could have gone. I mean, if I didn't have to do all the apartment stuff.
Yeah, the next pre-release isn't until November either. But the next
when.
card set is amazing. Did you hear what it is?
No.
They're re-releasing all the original Pokemon cards.
Oh, that's when that's coming out?
Yep.
That's
All the original artwork with updated like the updated cards and the updated like moves and whatnot with all the original artwork. And it's the last set before the Sun and Moon cards are coming out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pokemon Evolutions this November.
Nice. But now,
Okay, we got off topic there.
sorry, I brought it there.
Hyper Training,
Anyway,
awesome, very
Yeah.
cool, and we
Yes.
have new Pokemon to talk about.
so last time when we talked about Pokemon, we talked about the release of like Uncle Grandpa, Bruxish, all that stuff. You like the Cutie Fly. Mm-hmm. We also did mention the Salandit, whatever.
Salandit.
But now, yeah, I gotta wait until I hear the
Salamander,
pronunciation.
Bandit, Salandit.
Ah, there we go. Salandit.
Lapis
Okay,
lazuli.
thank you. So
All right.
now, all of a sudden, like unexpectedly, there was just all of a sudden like, hey, new Pokemon. Like people did not expect it at all.
Yeah,
Which
there was no announcement. Usually there's a build-up because we know right now on August 1st there's going to be a big new announcement, but this was
Yeah.
completely out of the blue.
yeah, so we have what was it? You said 6?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks right. 6. Yeah, I'm looking at the list. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we had 2 that were leaked in Korokoro in between episodes,
Yes,
but we're going to talk about them just in the order the video showed them off. So I have it in front of me, don't worry.
okay.
All right. So starting off, we have Wimpod.
Yo, he looks like the man.
He's a bug and water type.
Which I do like that combination, but everyone
That's
predicts
unique. Yeah.
everyone predicts that will not stick.
I
just
hope
because
it
of
sticks. It
his
better not be.
descrip-
Oh, go ahead.
His description says toxic fluid stuff, so everyone's
Water
like, well,
poison.
he's just gonna turn into a bug poison.
Or water poison, I think.
Well, honestly, I would prefer water poison, but everyone keeps seeing that and they're like, bug poison is gonna be another like Drapion something or other, which Drapion's underrated, so I don't mind. But like, I don't know, Wimpod looks really cool. His ability is terrible, but it's funny.
No, his ability's really good.
His ability is Wimp Out. If he loses less than half of his health, he just leaves. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
and
funny.
and during battles, he swaps out automatically with another Pokemon.
Yeah, but like
It's having a built-in eject button. Without
it's
having
basically
without having to
it's
waste
funny
a turn
how
to switch.
sometimes they build in moves, hold items to these abilities now, because that's basically the red card.
Exactly.
It's an eject, whatever, or it's an eject, whatever they called the name. Red, I think it was red card. It was something where the second you get hit, you switch out.
Yeah.
But so
I think it's
maybe it was
cool.
an eject card, but it was red.
I
don't know.
It doesn't matter.
One of those. But yeah, so he's got that in an ability. I mean, here's the thing though. You would have to think he evolves. So he won't keep that ability most likely anyway.
Oh yeah, no. Like I can see him being.
I
Like,
think
the
they
wimpy first form into a better
Turns into
second
a
form.
generic, really confident, strong one.
Now, do you think he's one of our fossil Pokemon? Because
I could definitely-
someone said
I
the
could-
way he looks like an old like
I mean, they call him the Trilobite.
yeah, he looks
He's a
like
Trilobite Pokemon.
exactly. And trilobites
Um,
look like ancient and whatnot.
He's like the horseshoe crabs.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could see it being a fossil Pokemon, honestly. I'm just very curious how they're gonna make him turn into. It'd be funny if they make him Wimpod into like Strong Pod or Jerk Pod,
Now I'm a jerk.
and everybody loves me. But yeah,
Yeah. No, I like him though. I like his typing is cool. I like the joke behind
if he
him.
keeps his typing, he's cool.
Yeah, I think
But-
he will.
He is very cool. He's
Alright.
actually more of the like standardish looking Pokemon, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I like
Next
it.
up, we have Bone Sweet.
Yeah, which immediately Bon Clay from One Piece.
Exactly.
But
Or the guy Tomago who always Big Mom Bone, like he always ends with a bone.
oh, that's true with the teacups.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
It's so cute.
It's a grass type. It's considered a fruit Pokemon. Its abilities are kind of generic: Leaf Guard,
Leaf Guard and Oblivious, yeah.
But you know, it honestly reminds me of like a Cherim or something.
I almost think that it's like a pre-evolved form.
Which the problem is Cherim and stuff, very weak, very forgettable Pokemon. No one really cares about it. So I don't have good feelings about where this one's going just because I feel like it's going to be there. It might be cute looking.
If it is part of Cherim's line, it is going nowhere, but...
But I feel like it could just be similar to it and just be similarly forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Its description, though, is so sad. The fact that it's used in people's homes as air fresheners, and that Pokemon sometimes eat it because it's so sweet and they smell so good, they don't realize it's not food. And when it's trying to run away from enemies that are trying to harm it, it looks like it's playfully skipping along, so people just ignore that it's in distress.
Yeah.
This entire Pokemon's existence is, like, so sad.
It's bizarre and dark. Like, I was like, who was behind the writing of that? Like... It's weird.
The happiest looking Pokemon in its entire life is just being used or abused or chased.
You know, then if we keep going along this trend of like the Wimpod evolves to the strong thing that's confident, this evolves into something that's supremely big, ugly, and angry.
Bon Sour.
Bon Sour. It's just... And it's just like this hulking, like, almost like Machamp looking thing, but Bon Sweet as the head.
It has just Machamp's body, and then just Bone Sweet as a tiny little head.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
I literally just said that almost word for word.
but just Machamp's body. Like, it still keeps the gray. Like, it's just Machamp.
I know. That's literally what I just said.
Okay, I thought you were talking about more like it would have a big body like Machamp. I'm talking no, it has to be Machamp's body.
I mean, that's basically what I said.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
I like the design. It's good for the island theme.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, just for me right now, I'm like, I don't have much faith in that being a good Pokemon.
Oh yeah, neither do I.
But it looks cool.
All right.
Anyway,
next up we have Comfey.
Comfey, comfy. I don't know.
Fey, because Fey is fairy.
See, you would think so, but I'm probably just gonna say comfy.
Well, no, because Comfey, like a lay.
You're right.
Fey is the word for fairy.
True.
It's fairy type. It's
True.
Fey, Comfey.
Yeah.
All they do is take out the E, and it's comfy. It's Comfey. Now, you had a problem with this one, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Why?
First of all, so it's basically a lay Pokemon. It's one of the flowers, though, is not a flower. It is a little face, and it's basically holding this as a ring.
That's its entire body is not the lay. It's just the green part. It makes the lay.
Either way, I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. It reminds me of like a Klefki, basically, kind of that similar concept.
I love it.
It looks like it might be cool, but like, what does it really evolve into? Does it evolve? I don't know.
Into a hula skirt.
Yeah, you took that directly from the Game Explained video.
Yep.
So original content.
I thought it was funny. I'm giving them credit. Don't worry.
Okay.
I know. We both listen to them, so.
Yeah, I respect what they do because I think they do a good job, actually.
They do.
But, I don't know. Just it doesn't do anything for me. I don't really like it. It's there. The one thing that I actually really like about it, though, is the triage hidden ability or second ability. Because it's literally like a triage nurse or something. Aren't those the nurses first on the scene?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where healing moves that it uses has priority all of a sudden. So that's actually really cool. Now, I feel like some other Pokemon had it. Like, I want to say Audino actually had this move. But
that would make sense.
I'm going to look at it now because I'm not sure. Oh, no. This is apparently just a new ability.
Oh, straight out new ability?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I thought it sounded familiar. Now I'm going to look at...
Other healing abilities?
Well, I'm going to look at Audino. I'm curious what they gave it. Oh, that's what. Oh, I'm stupid. It has the ability Healer. Yeah. That's honestly a really underrated move because everyone uses Regenerator on Audino. But Healer, at the end of the turn, 30% chance of either ally being healed from a status condition. So that works on like a double or triple battle kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting to like hold that in the back and like it could heal your own guys sitting there. But everyone uses Regenerator because when you bring it back out of battle, it heals a third of its health, max health, which is really good. But anyway, the triage thing seems really cool because if that's the only Pokemon that has it, I could see this Pokemon being very popular. Because support Pokemon, oh my god, for double battles? Wow. You might see this then on like every team.
I like it too because the flowers it collects, it rubs its body on the flowers. It gives them like scented healing oils, and then it gives people the lays that it makes.
Maybe the way it looks, I just feel like it looks like almost like it'll be like a wheel. Like it just rolls in a wheel and attacks.
Even when it attacked, it did like the little spinning motion as a wheel.
Yeah, it's true.
I think it's constantly collecting flowers and like making those rings. If you notice that its body is green and the string that holds the flowers together is a different color.
Yeah.
So it's making like it basically is making necklaces for people.
Interesting. I could see Ash's female partner having that.
Oh, definitely. All right, next up we have Mudsdale.
Okay, so the second I looked at this, I'm like, what kind of Jamaican bobsled team is this? But like
the dreadlocks.
Yeah, but now, of course, Ken, apparently you're not much of a sports fan, obviously, so I don't know. I guess it's only sports commercials that do it, but when Budweiser always has commercials, Budweiser is known for having Clydesdale horses.
Well, that's I knew of the horse. I didn't know that they were associated with Budweiser, so like...
Always are. As it is. So when I was talking to Mr. Cousin Thomas, he mentioned about the new Pokemon or something, and I asked him about that. And he's like, of course. Budweiser, yeah. I was like, that Budweiser Pokemon. He's like, I know. But...
Well, then.
Yeah, but, yeah, so... Interesting design. The horse, got a little, like, mohawk afro going too. But... It looks really good in theory. Forget seeing the stats.
I'm blown away that it's heavier than Groudon.
Or it's either heavier or as heavy, something like that.
I think it's heavier.
But it makes sense based on its ability and its description. It literally breaks the ground it keeps walking on.
Yeah, they're not allowed to walk on like paved roads because it just cracks and rips it up.
Yeah. But, like, its ability stamina is ridiculous.
Broken.
It gains defense.
Every time it's hit.
By a direct contact move, though, I think. So it has to be a physical move.
No special attacks?
You basically have to take it down with a special attacker.
Interesting, okay.
Or you're kind of screwed. I think that's what it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe I took that the wrong way on someone's description of something. Either that or I'm getting confused with the Fluffy ability. I might be doing that. Oh yeah, Fluffy is the one where it's direct attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, so never mind. So whenever it's hit by an attack, this thing gains defense.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So, like, and it's supposed to be this tanky Pokemon, so it's not going to be fast. But like, this is a tank, man, and it keeps gaining defense. I mean, still, you'd be able to take it down with special defense. That's the way to balance it. There's no special defense, so it can gain defense all at once. But I'm just thinking about it. There's like, if it learns, well, Calm Mind. No way it learns Calm Mind. If it learns,
you're trying to think. Like, Josh, we have like a quick 30-second video of the character. We know nothing about what it can learn, what not yet.
Well, basically, if it learns a move,
you're already like into like the third week of planning after like the metagame is out. Like, we know nothing about these Pokemon besides one or two moves and one or two abilities.
See, when you play competitive Pokemon, like this is the way you think.
I understand, but all we know right now is he's a tank. He's going to be very, very good for tanking hits and dealing out damage.
Like, if you notice, I keep talking about the abilities every time I keep mentioning the Pokemon. It's like
the abilities are like one of the biggest things we have with some of these Pokemon so far.
Yeah, but like immediately I'm like, well, Mudsdale's viable, Comfey is viable, Bonsweet, God no, Wimpod, no. So
I think we're gonna see a lot of Wimpod like used a lot early on.
in the game.
Yeah, I think the whole eject thing is very interesting.
It's cool. I just don't see it as a competitive thing at all.
But I think
I'd be shocked.
I think it's great. Put Wimpod out first, have it take a hit to find out what the opponent's Pokemon has. Goes down 50% at least. Swap out to a Pokemon you want, and then it's basically just like, I don't know. I think it's.
Do you know how much of a waste that is? You have so many other leads that you can send out there with like Volt Switch and stuff like that to get damage and do a switch that's advantageous to you.
I'm not saying those moves aren't good as well, but I can see that just being a strategy though.
Well, I mean, first of all,
I think we haven't seen the full potential of what the Wimpod ability is yet. That's just the feeling I have.
You're too naive on the competitive scene.
Okay, fair enough.
But you can have your opinion. That's fine. But Mudsdale, everyone get a Mudsdale. They're great.
He looks cool too. I love the design.
I like orange. Orange is like my favorite color, so I support that.
He has clay all over his body that's like hardened to him. That's why his feet are so big. It's all hardened clay.
Yeah, it's like a not very well taken care of horse.
Yeah,
no,
it's like
his leg.
It's like a wild stallion. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, next up we have, I think, my favorite of this bunch, one that was leaked in Korokoro, Mimikyu. Which, do you get it?
Literally mimics you.
Mimic you, yeah.
Even though it really just mimics Pikachu.
Yeah. Which I was sad because I wanted to be like...
Everyone was saying that Peekaboo or whatever.
No, not that. I wanted to be, I wanted to have like multiple different forms besides just the Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like old Clefairy doll or old like basically like the doll Pokemon that are in the game. Like you can find like different versions of Mimikyu using different costumes. Not every single Pokemon, of course, but
yeah. I mean, I still think it looks funny because when they first revealed it, I'm like, okay, that's obviously fake. That's like the poorest drawn thing. And then you look at it more, it's like, oh, it makes sense.
When you sent me like Mimikyu and Beware were the two that got leaked in Korokoro. When you sent me that, I was like, those aren't real. Those are not real.
Yeah, you hate her.
You look at Mimikyu, and at first it just looks like that. It looks like someone drew a Pikachu badly. And you look closer, like, wait, those aren't arms, those are eyes. And oh, wait, there's something like that blackness leaking out from the bottom. That's the actual Pokemon. Yeah. And that's not a tail, it's holding a stick. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I really do look forward to the Mudsdale for its competitive whatnot. But this thing...
It's a ghost fairy type. I love that typing.
This has OU tier written all over it. The ghost fairy typing, very interesting, and for my knowledge, brand new. So that's already incredible. And its ability, new ability again. I actually really like how they keep coming up with new abilities now. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, you know what?
It's helping balance out the meta that was they tried doing that a little bit in X and Y and Omega Ruby Sapphire, but this is I think like they're finalizing it a little more.
Yeah, it's a good way to balance it. I'm just hoping that then they'll go back to some Pokemon and be like, you know, this ability did nothing for that Pokemon. Let's give it one of these newer ones.
Oh, with a new gen, we'll definitely see that.
Well, we don't know.
I think we will.
I would have to think, but we don't know. That would make it much better. But so its ability, Disguise. Ken, you know what that does?
Yep, it gets one free hit.
It is a built-in substitute. You don't have to lose your health for it. When you substitute, you always lose like a quarter of your health that you have at the time, or whatever, or a quarter of your max health. I'm not actually sure, but that's incredible. You can take a hit, Mr. Wimp Out thing. Take a hit. Put this as your lead if that's your argument. Like, oh my god, like this. To me, that just seems broken.
I love it.
I mean,
I love that when it gets hit too. Like
that's the thing.
The head rolls back.
The animation's hilarious. The head just kind of falls down. It's like, you got me.
I'm not a Pikachu.
So that's actually really cool. I'm just curious now if you switch it out, switch it back in.
Will it like regain?
Does it reset, or
it probably doesn't?
Let's say if it heals up, like let's say it has the move Recover, and it goes back up to 100%. Does it restore that? Almost like
I look at it like Zoroark, where after Zoroark's disguise is taken away, that's it for the battle.
True, but they could also make it like you have like the ability Sturdy to where if you get a one-hit KO move on you, you'll still be alive. And then the thing is, like, let's say you didn't get down to 1 health or whatever because of that ability. You got down to they only took 5% off of you. But let's say you were holding a leftovers, and then leftovers restores your 5% back. You're at 100% again. Sturdy becomes an active ability again. Like, sturdy doesn't just go away.
Maybe.
So would disguise go back if it was?
I think you're overthinking. I think it's just a one-time thing for the battle. Because I'm thinking like
it would be a lot fairer.
I'm thinking logistically, like if I'm fighting like a trainer with this Pokemon, like oh look, like let's say I'm dumb, like oh look, there's a Pikachu. Next snaps, that's not a Pikachu. Like if the trainer pulls the Pokemon back and heals it and throws it back out, I'll still know that it's still not a Pikachu.
That is true. But what if you have a Pikachu on your team? You have a Mimikyu.
No, but I look at it as like you're doing like a headshot to the Mimikyu, and then you realize, wait, that's not the body. That's the body. When you see
that'd be funny if when it goes in, there's also a point of view scope that just zooms in, and like shifts the perspective permanently down. Like you locked it in your sights now, like the lock-on move, or whatever. Kind of interesting.
Like, it has this weird, creepy ghost hand that comes out from underneath the cloth. And it's like a cloth based off an old Pikachu doll from 20 years ago, which is a nice reference to the Pokemon 20th anniversary.
I like it. It's cool Pokemon. I like the name.
I love it. He's one of my favorites so far.
I like the Mimikyu name. Very cool. Very cool typing. Looking forward to it, actually.
And then the biggest disappointment so far.
No, that's
Beware.
you. I like it. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm always partial to normal types for some reason. I like normal Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Literally, in my top 3 Pokemon, you have Apom.
You don't need to list them. We know.
Apom, Tauros, and Zangoose.
Yeah.
All normal type Pokemon. Those are like my favorite 3 Pokemon. They're so cool. I love them so much. And we have Mr. Beware here, which I think is such a cool name. Because, like, first of all, it reminds me of the box ghost from Danny Phantom.
Beware!
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then the name is clever. I do like the name. The name is clever. Just because it's this big bear that can crush your spine because it wants a hug.
See?
Like, again, that is clever. It's purely based on the design. I don't like the contrast between the pink and the black fur. Like, the fact that it's all rounded off everywhere. Like, it looks like, like a sausage.
It's supposed to be based off like a red panda, didn't they say that? A red panda in a almost like a ninja suit kind of thing. Except the one thing I don't like about Beware is that stupid white headband.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Those are his ears.
But it looks like a little white headband.
Exactly.
Like, that's the one thing that bothers me about the design. Everything else I don't mind. But the headband thing's bizarre. But
like, I think I would like it more if it wasn't standing on 2 legs.
But like Ursaring stands on 2 legs.
Yeah, but Ursaring and like what's the ice one?
Beartic.
Beartic. Like they look like bears, like actual bears.
This looks like a bear.
It looks like a cartoon, like balloon animal of a bear.
I know, I like it.
Like it looks like he's gonna pop, like prick him with a thing.
Yeah. Because then he looks that way, but then he's deceiving because he'll kill you.
It looks like
his ability is fluffy.
It looks like a pink sausage that's trying to be a bear. Like it's wearing look the white nose, the white headband. Like, it looks like it's like in like a bear suit.
Oh God!
It looks like Pedo Bear. And that and like you said you didn't see it. Literally everyone on the internet made that joke the day we saw this Pokemon. Everyone saw it but you. It runs around looking for hugs and will break you. It's a creepy giant bear. It's taller than Pangoro.
But that's not their intention.
It's definitely not their intention, but they made a pedo bear.
And I don't know. I don't think so. But whatever.
You're excited for him, that's all that matters. Again, out of all the Pokemon so far, he's the one I have issue with.
I think his ability is very cool. His ability is basically like a Furfrou, where direct contact moves, whatever, it gets cut in half, which is really good, except because he's fluffy. If you think about it like fluff, you could set it on fire, and it's like, bam. So fire moves are all super effective automatically, like times 2.
That's the last thing we need for this bear to be running around on fire.
So, interesting ability. So this could also be like a tank. But it's interesting because the move it showed in the trailer was Hammer Arm. So maybe it actually is very powerful. I'm not, and maybe the fluffy ability kind of covers up its weak defense stats. So it's kind of cool. The one thing I'm scared about is if they make it no hammer arm and it's really tall, really big, that it might not evolve. And if it doesn't evolve, I'll be pretty disappointed actually. It's the one problem. But it is a normal and fighting type. So I kind of really like that because unless
How
fighting,
the normal takes precedent, and then it's normal fighting.
well, I don't actually. I want to look this up. I don't think it would then have a weakness to fighting. I would think it takes it away.
I would assume so.
Let's see, normal fighting. No,
It has
still
weakness to
weak.
fighting.
Still weak to fighting. That's not good.
Yeah. Again, I don't like him.
Well, I like his potential. I like what he could be. We'll see what happens to him. Apparently, he's not very popular amongst most people,
Correct.
but I like him. That is. Also, one other thing to note, when they were showing these Pokemon battling, you know how initially when we saw Vikavolt, he was like presumably like level 40 something?
Mm-hmm.
When they were showing the trailer, the most recent one, they showed one of the new Pokemon battling a Vikavolt, and Vikavolt was only like 28.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and all the stuff people see on the levels they've been showing, I'm holding no like, oh, that's the level they evolve at, that's what they change at. I think that's just the dev leveling thing.
So the problem I have is that I thought this would be a late game powerhouse.
No, definitely
Whatever.
not. That's
Seems like another generic early game.
That's your early Butterfree right there.
That means it probably won't be good.
Wait till the game comes out. But as of now, we have 25 Pokemon now, 25 Gen 7 Pokemon.
It's ridiculous.
It is great. We're still months away, and we have 25 Pokemon, which is kind of crazy. Like I don't know if they're releasing too much now, but I'm not complaining at the same time.
I swear, I had a dream the other night that I caught the final evolution of Rowlet in Pokemon Go. I don't even know anymore. I want more reveals.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be back for another episode when we get to the August 1st announcement, and we can talk about all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we've been going for a little bit over 2 hours now, so we'll quickly go through the rest of our news here. They announced a live-action Pokemon movie, and it's going to be a Detective Pikachu movie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll watch it.
Right?
Yeah.
I want Danny DeVito to voice Pikachu still.
I know. I remember you saying that way back.
Pika-P. Danny DeVito.
Exactly.
There's really nothing much we can talk about that. They announced it's him being handled by Legendary, who've been working on a Pokemon IP for a while now, and all the Pokemon Go stuff lately. It pushed the movie into development, like it spun up the development by like a year or two. So now it's greenlit, it's going, it's going to happen. So
Wow. Okay.
good job, Pokemon Go.
Cool.
Nintendo announced a new update for Animal Crossing New Leaf. This is extremely cool to me. They're adding a bunch of new items and events into the game, but the biggest thing is they're adding amiibo support into New Leaf, where all the Animal Crossing cards can be used to, like, if you want a villager for your town, you just put the card on now and they come.
Yeah. I mean, it's just for me, like, at that point, just save it for the next one.
Well, yeah, but this is going to give me a reason to go back. I think the reason they're doing this is because they did the amiibos for Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival, which sold okay, but not even as close as how Animal Crossing the main game sell. So it's like, okay, we made all these amiibo, and we're kind of sitting on them. How do we get people to like buy the amiibo again? So now they're releasing amiibo support to a game that already has a giant audience. So people have already said, yeah, I'm going to start buying the cards now so I can do this update.
I don't know. I'm just.
It's not for you, but for me, I'm excited for it. I collect all the amiibo, so.
Yeah. Okay.
And I want to see the new items, because they already said that like every amiibo is going to work, and it unlocks an item in the game. So like using Samus will unlock like a Samus item. Using Wii Fit Trainer will Wii Fit Trainer item, etc., etc. Like Callie and Marie, the Splatoon sisters, are going to be in the game. Like a lot of stuff like that, which is cool.
Okay.
Speaking of Callie Marie, the last Splatfest has come and gone,
Yep.
and Marie won.
Thank you. I told you she was the better one.
You chose wrong, people. You chose wrong.
She was the better choice.
Not even close.
Everyone out there that participated, I didn't even participate. But
neither did I. That's fine. We cancel each other out. Neither of us played.
Yeah, but Marie is the best.
No, Callie is. Darkrai is coming to Pokken. He's currently already in arcades in Japan.
Yeah.
And they got a big update where they got the Wii U characters finally added into the arcade version. So we can only assume it won't be long until Darkrai is added to the Wii U version. He looks more of like a tactical fighter, making like dark versions of himself on the field and whatnot. He looks very, very cool.
Did you watch the tournament?
The EVO tournament?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Was it good?
Oh, yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
We also have news. This was happened with Comic-Con going on right now. There's been a bunch of stuff coming out. And the other day, there was a big Sega party where they announced 2 new Sonic games.
I heard about the one that's supposed to be based off the original games, like 2D.
Sonic Mania, which is, it looks like a Sega Genesis game. Like, it looks just like the old games you'd hope they looked like. It looks like phenomenal.
Yeah, that I'm excited about.
That comes out spring 2017. That looks really good.
What is that for?
PS4, Xbox One, NX.
Okay.
Probably PC too, but just they didn't announce it.
Okay.
And they also show off the new 3D Sonic game. No title yet, just Sonic 2017 right now. For NX, PS4, Xbox One, coming out holiday 2017. And in the trailer, it looks like Sonic Generations 2, because Sonic is fighting these bad guys. At one point, classic Sonic shows up, and the two of them are seen running off together in the distance to fight more monsters and robots.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it's not a sequel, but it looks like Generations 2. So they could be we know nothing about that. Like, we know a lot less about that game, but it looks really good because it's Sonic's big anniversary, like this year into next year. So like they're really like doing all they can. It looks absolutely fantastic.
All right, well, cool.
And last piece of news to touch on before we wrap up here.
Sure.
The Gravity Falls Cypher Hunt. Have you been following this at all?
Nope.
So.
Never heard of that.
Okay. The creator of Gravity Falls tweeted out something the other day, which turned out to be like a riddle for coordinates.
Wait a second. What's the name of that guy that made Gravity Falls?
Alex something or other?
Hirsch.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the elusive third guy.
What do you mean?
Oh.
What?
You know, I kept saying you're obsessed with like 3 different guys.
Ed McMillan.
Ed McMillan, Scott Cawthorn, whatever.
Alex Hirsch.
Maybe. I can't think of anyone else that would fit it. Okay. He's definitely number 3. But anyway. Continue.
But so he tweeted out this thing that led to coordinates somewhere in the world. And then I'm not doing this. Let me bring up the Reddit thing because this is incredible, actually. There we are. Okay, so he left a message like, the urban legend has come true, Cypher's status is calling you, the secret map is in your hand to trace the clues across the land, and like they had a picture or something like that, and then it's led to all these places around the world. People keep finding these clues hidden. So there was a clue hidden in Russia where some fans, they traveled to St. Petersburg, and they found a clue inside the Kazan Cathedral, which led a message to Japan, and then fans in Japan went out and found a cipher clue with the next hint that led to Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia ended up leading towards the Piedmont Park. I don't know where that is. And then they found a flyer there with the next clue that had a phone number on it. And the phone number you called, and Grunkle Stan answered the phone. And it's this like big long message you can actually listen to online, where it's him doing the voice from Grunkle Stan, and he's just like, you know what? I'll just tell you the next clue. It's in Rhode Island. And so fans went to Rhode Island, found the next clue hidden around. It's this ongoing thing.
What?
And like, it's on, like, I'm paraphrasing right now, but like it keeps going. And right now, ended up with someone in Canada finding a flash drive that had a key in it. That basically you had to plug the flash drive into a locker in Canada to unlock it. So people drove down to California, got this like locker open, and there was a puzzle inside. and then people work together to finish the puzzle. They found the next clue. Like, it's still going, this thing, and no one knows what it means or what's at the end. It could be just for fun, but like it's all like these weird Gravity Falls clues and ciphers and whatnot. It's still going.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear anything of this. Okay.
It's been going on like crazy on Twitter and Reddit.
Okay.
Yeah, so like progress in the puzzles progress slowly. EK Comics is closing, so it will be moved to one of the people's houses, and tomorrow will be shifted to Meltdown Comics at
What the heck?
like this giant like puzzle people are putting together. Like it's so cool. I know,
But like as it is though, like Gravity Falls is over.
Is it?
Yeah.
What if this is like
JK.
like what if this is like the time? What if this is like their time skip for One Piece?
Then Dipper better be dating whatever her name is.
Wendy?
Yeah. That's the only way I'll allow this series to continue.
I still want the ending to be reversed, where what she gave him in the envelope was like her in a bikini or something like that.
Or she just confessed her love or something. I have no idea.
Something like that. Not, oh, we'll miss you. Here's a letter at your friend's signatures. Fuck.
Because if he doesn't want that Pacifica Northwest, then he better get...
Yeah, right. They completely dropped that storyline.
I know. So then he better get Wendy or something. Like, that's it. And then Mabel better just be herself.
Exactly.
I like her.
Yeah.
You do you.
But yeah, that's the cipher going on right now. It's absolutely crazy. I keep waiting for, like, New York to be called into action. Because, like,
God, are you going to really go out and do this?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, my
This is like Pokemon Go, where people are like you guys see these pictures, dude. People are dressed up in, like, Gravity Falls, like, merch, like, going out on the hunt and whatnot.
The fact you said merch means this is very serious.
What do you mean?
I've never heard you say the word merch.
Merchandise.
You know.
Because, like, it's not cosplay. It's like Gravity Falls t-shirts and whatnot.
Merch. Gear.
Gear 4.
Magirna.
Frickin' people got Magirna yesterday in the pre-release. Full arts and normals. I was like, oh. Also, very clever what they did, because Magirna in this set is only full art and EX. They don't display the Pokemon number on EXs and full arts.
Oh.
So we can't see what number she is. Either it's not like not Vivian. What's the weird legendary that was like number 0?
Victini.
So like, we don't know if it's like that or if like, oh, she's number 1,000. Number 1,000. 300 new Pokemon.
I would love that.
No, that's too much.
I mean, they got to give us at least 100.
I'm solid with 125.
If they give me 100, I'll be happy.
Because we have 25 so far.
Well, okay. Oh, really quickly, while we're talking about this, most recent episode of Pokemon that came out in English.
Oh, which one was that?
Episode 23 of XYZ. Can I just say it, or?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm looking it up anyway.
So it's all about, they're trying to figure out what Ash really does with Greninja.
Yep.
And they literally call it synchronization in the title, and they refer to it as synchronization the whole entire episode.
Yeah.
So it's almost confirming this whole synchro evolution thing, which is ironic because Yu-Gi-Oh did that. But
that's oh yeah, that's the
synchro
fusion,
monsters.
Whatever,
but it's exciting though, because then that might be the fabled 5th move slot thing, and oh my goodness.
I think it'd be personally cool if like certain Pokemon could do it. Because like there's that entire secret we have going on. We're like, we didn't talk about this at all. In the trailer, it showed the trainers doing this weird dance and then touching their bracelets, and then like these mega moves started happening.
What?
Remember that trailer I showed you?
Oh, yeah, where they showed the different elements, whatever.
Yeah, like it was
Rowlet,
it was all basic Pokemon, but like they did this weird hand move, touch their bracelet, and then like these like symbols popped up, and then like these ultimate attacks.
Yeah, so
no idea what that is. I can't even begin to guess.
It has to be something synchro. Because they're pushing it right now.
No, but like with the synchro stuff, I think that's going to be like the whole fusion between Pokemon and trainer. Like I think we'll see a lot of Pokemon this generation where in their final form they'll take on the appearances of the male and female trainer.
What?
You know how Ash's Greninja?
Yeah,
gets the hair and like the red marking and whatnot.
There's no hair. It's just red.
It looks like
it's a red cross on its face.
No, it looks like Ash's hair.
He doesn't have hair.
Josh, I'm gonna.
I'm just waiting for the moment.
Exactly. Look at this picture.
When you say, oh.
Look at that picture.
Oh my god, look at this stupid thing.
Ignore the Pokeball Z thing, but... Shut up.
Oh.
Look at the difference between Greninja and Ash Greninja. Look at, like, it gets Ash's hair.
Do you see that that's just already coming out of his head with the ears? It's just slightly darker.
Dude, look at the side of his cheek.
Oh, what the heck is that?
His hair!
Ew, what the heck?
He gets Ash's hair. How have you not noticed this?
Who notices that? I noticed the big red cross along his face.
Look at the difference. It gets the big red X across its face. Its eyes turn red from yellow to red. It gains that little white triangle. The color of its belly changes completely from white to that weird symbol. It gets the look between its ears. It gets that blue like headpiece that connects to the red cross.
Yeah.
It gets Ash's hair. It's a major change, dude.
I didn't see the hair thing. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it looks like Ash.
That's bizarre.
So I'm saying that in in Sun and Moon that we'll see synchro evolutions like this, and they'll start taking on the features of the male and female trainer.
Wow, that's bizarre. Interesting. Okay.
How have you not seen that, Josh?
I didn't look at the little piece of hair when he transforms in the anime. You just see the red thing. You see whatever.
He
and
looks
you see
completely different.
This gigantic water swirl that goes around him, and it's like, yo, he the boss. But wow, okay, interesting.
Well, you see it now, right? Please tell me you see it.
I saw the little hair thing.
Okay, you see the hair. Thank God.
It's not like he got a whole head of hair. It's like little things coming out on the side.
Well, because it's under Ash's hat. Like it's supposed to be like he's wearing like a thing, and it's sticking out like Ash's.
Interesting. Okay. Hello. Fine.
All right. Well, on that, anything else you want to discuss, sir? Or I think we've talked well enough today. We had a lot of catching up to do because we were off for a few weeks, but that tends to happen a lot.
Anything else new that's happened? Pokemon Go, man. That's
Pokemon Go, yeah, that's really the bulk of.
And you're
everything.
buying that Go Plus.
Yep, it should be out. I think next week, this week.
Yeah.
So it should be out this week or next week.
7 days from today.
Yes. So that's cool. We'll see. We'll see how it actually works in like the field, but.
The field.
The wash.
The wash. Yep. All right, sir.
All right, then. Well, thank you all for listening to the JK podcast. Remember, we are now on... What did I say it was?
iTunes.
No, we're not on iTunes.
Oh, we're
yet.
on SoundCloud.
There you go. Why don't you say it?
We are on the SoundCloud. You search Ken O'Connor or the JK podcast.
And I'll have the link down below in the description. So start following us on there. Again, only our first 14 episodes are up. And this is episode 31, so we're about halfway there. But hopefully by next week, I'll have everything up there and we'll be good to go. And then once we're on iTunes, I'll make sure to post that we're on iTunes as well. So follow there, listen to the old episodes, make fun of our old theories for different shows and games that are now out or over and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we'll be back real soon. We'll definitely be back next week because when we get the August 1st Pokemon news, me and Josh are going to have to talk about that right away. So.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
So thank you all for listening to the JK Podcast. Until next time, I've been Ken O'Connor.
And I am Josh Brandman.
See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.